watching Big 12 baseball on ESPN. Good afternoon from a sunny Schrader Park in Houston as we get you set for the rubber game, three-game series between 22nd-ranked Arizona State and the Houston Cougars. Cougars bounced back yesterday, the 5-3 victory to even the series. Welcome to the booth alongside Kyle Rogers. I'm Jeremy Branham. Austin Ivan will be joining us a little bit later. But the Cougars a bounce-back win yesterday, come from behind effort, and all of a sudden we got a rubber game on this Saturday afternoon.
And now we get to see which trend is going to continue or potentially see the other side break through. Arizona State has not lost a road Big 12 series. Meanwhile, Houston has not won a home Big 12 series, so a lot still to play for here at the end.
Yesterday's game saw the injury of Cole Carlone very early. Had to leave the game in the second inning. Arizona State's ace got lifted. You saw the visit out to the mound. Walked a hitter through the first pitch here to Riley Jackson and was lifted with a little bit of shoulder tightness.
Yeah, so with that tightness, the velo was down. The precautionary measure is he is absolutely big league material. They're able to go to the bullpen, but going to the bullpen gave Houston opportunity, and they were able to capitalize quickly.
3-run, third inning, tied the game. Trey Broussard, he also had to leave the game. He was fighting to stay in. Todd Whitting said, nah, your future's too bright. They decided to take him out of the game. Precautionary reasons there. Cade Climby, the RBI double into the right field corner, a part of that big 3-run third inning, and then Houston got some pop late. Blake Fields gave the Cougars the lead in the 7th, and they were able to hold on to level the series at a game apiece.
Yeah, he did a great job, and so did this man right here, Harrison Boschelle, recognized as part of the Senior Day festivities during that game, and then he came in and put in 5 strong innings out of the bullpen, going scoreless.
Yeah, he was amazing out of the bullpen yesterday for Houston. 5 shutout innings. Contradas hit the 2 home runs in the losing effort, Fields the solo shot, and it sets us up for a critical rubber game today. Houston looking to end the season with a series victory. Meanwhile, Arizona State, that RPI questionable. They feel like they need a win to boost that resume. Game 3, rubber game. First pitch comes your way next. Critical rubber game on this Saturday afternoon, regular season finale. Houston's final game of the year. Arizona State saw the RPI drop below 50. They got some work to do. Final regular season game, the tournament next week. A win, they will lock up the 3 seed, though, in the Big 12 tournament. They can't fall anywhere below 6, which is good because they'll get the double bye next week in Surprise, Arizona. So all of a sudden, Arizona State with that loss yesterday. Starting the week, still work to do. Many of the projections had them in the NCAA tournament field. Still probably in, but feeling a little bit more nervy today than they were at the start of the series.
Yeah, they were officially a bubble in going in. Looked great on Thursday. Potentially thought they were going to be able to take that series on Friday. But obviously the stumble yesterday, they look to see if they can refine that win column before going on to surprise Arizona.
Pretty much same look for Arizona State. Only difference, Matt Polk, who's been battling an injury, is DHing today. And the Sun Devils' potent offense will be facing Houston Cougar freshman Caden Cooper.
At Cooper, you see the big, tall 6'7" frame. He is someone that's a lot of high tilt, high leverage. 2-2 on the year, has seen time as a spot starter, some on the weekend, some in the midweek, and a guy that is also factored out of the bullpen as well.
He's shown some really good potential and glimpses for the Houston Cougars through the year. Talented freshman, up and down season, but a 4.83 ERA in a freshman campaign. A lot to be excited about with Caden Cooper. He'll be working to his battery mate, Dylan Maxey, catches for the 3rd day in a row. Only difference, Blake Fields in center field. Weems will get the start at left after Trey Broussard left yesterday's game with a groin injury, not in the lineup today. Yeah,
we saw this be how the defense shake out after Broussard left. Field sliding from left to center field, so he'll now man that to start today's game. And Weems, who we saw show his range in left, plugging in at the start here.
Houston wearing their Houston blue uniforms for the final game of the year. That color symbolic with the city of Houston, old police cars. It is the color on the city flag. They used to have the old painting on the curbs were in that color as well. So a color that is synonymous with the city of Houston. And they're wearing it in their finale. Is Caden Cooper ready to go? Facing the dangerous Landon Hairston, nicknamed Harry Bonds by the Sun Devil faithful. He snapped the long home run drought yesterday. He hadn't homered since April 22nd. Then he homered in the 1st inning yesterday, moving him into solo 2nd and the all-time single-season home run record. Off the lead by just 1. Hairston's 3 for 8 in the series, has scored 3 times. He's first pitch swinging, and he rolls it to Savateri. Will have to fire to the pitcher covering after Jackson thought about going after it, but 1 pitch, 1 out for the freshman. Here's the Sun Devil lineup with Hairston up top. As we mentioned, the only difference, Polk is DHing. Been battling that hamstring injury, but he gets the start today.
And trying to see what he can do to add some compliment with the bat. Has been such a good man for them, but batting that injury, just want to see how he can potentially factor offensively.
Here's Contreras, who had a 2-homer game yesterday. Bats with 1 out, nobody on. And he takes a first pitch strike, says Joe Harris. Harris behind the dish today. Hendricks at first, Morris at second, Felix at third. How about these umpires showing their toughness, going with the blacktops on a Saturday afternoon where it's going to be pretty warm.
Yeah, very warm, very muggy today.
They might not let any heat escape. Yeah. Here's a chopper to the left side, backhanded by Cox. He'll fire it across. And able to get Contreras for out number 2. 2 quick ground outs by the Cougar freshman.
Yeah, Cooper's a guy that likes to fill up the zone. 3 pitches, he's able to get a grounder on the right side, a grounder on the left side of second base.
Now batting number 55, Dean Toigo.
Toigo now 2 for 7 in the series. Has a ribby, has a run. Sparked the big 7th inning, or 8th inning rather, on Thursday. So he watches a backdoor breaking ball for a strike. Arizona State was down by a run going into the 8th inning. Toigo led off the inning with a double into the gap, would later score the tying run. Arizona State would get the go-ahead run and hang on by that 1-run lead. Winning game 1 of the series on Thursday. Houston battled back yesterday. Arizona State had 3 solo homers. Had the lead early. Then Houston got to the Arizona State bullpen after Willie Bloomquist and the Sun Devils had to go to it in the 2nd when Carlone left the game. 1-1 tap foul. Update on Carlone. Just tightness, what we heard yesterday. Tightness in the shoulder a little bit. word around the program is they feel he'll be fine, but I'm sure you're waiting with bated breath, right? You have your workhorse up top. You're on that NCAA tournament bubble, and it's an arm issue, right? Hopefully it's minor, and we'll see him next week. Toigo fouls it off, actually into the dugout. Somehow snuck through.
Yeah, I feel like anytime you have a pitcher that says it's an arm discomfort, whatever it is, I mean, you have to be very cautious with how you chose to handle it. And the precautionary move, absolutely the right thing to do. And it felt like he was trying to stay in the game initially. We saw him try to say, I was fine.
Yeah, maybe he was. Hopefully he was. Here's a tapper, right side of the infield, picked up by Climby, takes his time, and how about that inning for Caden Cooper? 1, 2, 3, just 8 pitches. Quick work. Go to the bottom of the first, no score. Todd Whitting starting 9 this afternoon. No Trey Broussard. Everybody pretty much up a spot. Irv Weems slots into the bottom of the order. And Cade Climby, who's been pacing this Cougar offense, a 12-game on-base streak.
And you saw last night 2-4, an RBI double. Some more good swings for him. They'll see what they can do to keep the offense going.
They'll be facing Arizona State righty Jordan Alba, not the scheduled starter. Cole Klecker was scheduled. Got the word today. It'll be Alba instead, making his 4th start of the season.
You see his numbers, 2-2 on the year, 40 innings, 47 strikeouts across that, 21 free passes. He's a strong multi-inning reliever with those occasional starts, and they'll see what he can do to potentially be a quality man for him here to book in this series.
Defense behind Alba. He'll be working to his battery mate Brody Briggs. Good defensive catcher. The defensive alignment, same defensive alignment that we saw yesterday. Only change is Polk, who's DHing, won't factor into the defensive side of things.
Seen a lot of balls put in play across this series, and that defense, especially in the outfield. Myers, Toigo, Hairston able to make some good routes into the gap, take away base hits. And Hairston last night, probably one of the biggest offensive opportunities for the Cougars. He took a ball on the hop and got it in quickly and kept a run coming home from second.
So Arizona State going with Alba. And what is a big game for the Sun Devils. Instead of Cole Klecker, who is tied for 4th in wins in the Big 12, has been a big boost to their pitching rotation. It is Alba instead, who's been up and down this season. And the first pitch to Cox misses high and tight. Cox 1 for 8 in the series. Has knocked in a run, has scored a run. Alba's coming off a rough performance against Oklahoma State last weekend. Gave up 7 runs in 3 2/3. And 2 straight pitches out of the zone. Second year with the program. He was 3-1 last year in 11 games. Third year with the program. He's junior. 3-1 last year, 11 games, 8 starts, had 9 appearances his freshman year. Cox lines it into left towards the corner, gets by Myers to the wall. Cox will try for 2, and he'll cruise into second base with a leadoff double.
Really good swing for Cox. Set the table at the top. Had that big triple yesterday to get the offense going. This one right here immediately capitalizing. 2-0 offering, barreling it up.
6th double of the season for Tyler Cox. As Myers tried to cut it off, couldn't quite get there. Took advantage of a hitter's count. Smokes it on a couple of hops off the wall and left. Cade Climby now for Houston. Corners will pinch in. They will also shift. And Climbey lays off a breaking ball on the carpet. Climbey 2 for 7 in the series. Hitless on Thursday, had a multi-hit game yesterday, which was the 57th time to pick up a career multi-hit game. Today's his 90th game, so 57 of the 89 games he's appeared in, he's had multiple hits. That's 64%.
That's pretty efficient. Good job at the plate every time for the Sugar Land native.
Ball and a strike. There's a strike, watches one. Climbey also riding a 12-game on-base streak, matching his jersey number. Quick look at Cox at second base. Grounded to the left side. Cox going to try to get to third, and he will. Low throw over to first base, kind of a lazy throw, but it's picked by Smaldino. Climbey does the job. Let's check in with the third member of our crew for the first time tonight, Austin Ivan, joining us. Good afternoon, Austin.
Well, the Houston Cougars riding some momentum from last night's win. They're also playing with a lot of emotion, knowing that this is the last time this group of guys will be taking the field together. Don't get it twisted, guys. No matter how this game plays out, this is the last time they will be playing this season, but they are absolutely playing to win. Todd Whitting said at this point, we're playing for pride. We're also playing to knock off the number 21 team in the country. A victory today would also give Todd Whitting his 499th career win at Houston over his 16 seasons coaching at his alma mater. Very impressive, especially when you think about how challenging it is today in the college landscape of college athletics. He's had some great memories and some special teams throughout the years, but he said this group will always hold a very special place in his heart.
Thank you, Austin. And this group takes the early lead, manufacturing a run. The leadoff double by Cox. Climbey moved him over. Perez drives him in. Here's Sabathia, big swing and a miss. He falls behind in the count 0-1. Todd Whitting took his two sons out to the home plate meeting before the game. Matt Whitting, who is his first base coach, Talon Whitting, who is his bat boy. They accompanied Todd Whitting out to the home plate discussion. Sabathia went around, says Joe Harris. Sabathia tried to leave it right there, but Joe Harris said, nope, you went around. And it's an 0-2 count quickly to Sabathia, who's 1 for 7 in this three-game set. First time that Houston has struck first in this series. That misses 1 and 2. Last night, Landon Hairston got the scoring started. Solo homer. And then on Thursday, in fact, they had back-to-back homers yesterday. Contreras as well. Thursday, Hairston able to reach, and then he scored in the first. First time this series that Arizona State has not scored in the first. First time in the series that Houston gets the scoring started. Back-to-back pitches out of the zone. Sabathia has reached base in 9 games in a row. Called strike 3. Alba freezes him with the heater, and Sabathia is down on strikes, but Houston manufactures a run, and they take the early lead, 1-0. It's a 1-0 Houston lead as we move along to the top of the second. Sun is out. Soaks Sun, Schrader Park. Nice afternoon. And Caden Cooper, who had an outstanding first, retiring the side in order on just 8 pitches, induced 3 ground balls, pitching to contact, got a little help from the defense.
They really loved him pitching to contact, filling up the zone. Longest at bat was that last one, 4 pitches to get Toigo to ground out to Climby up the middle.
Dominic Smaldino will lead things off for Arizona State. Watches a breaking ball in the inner half for strike 1. Smaldino's 3 for 8 in the series. It's a couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs, and has scored once. And Cooper gets the swing and the miss. Quickly ahead of Smaldino at 0-2. Smaldino has hit in 6 in a row, has reached in 12 straight. Cooper wastes 1. Ball and 2 strikes.
Cooper's been really good with that early count efficiency here to start this off. 5-pitch mix, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and a cutter.
Cooper's best outing came a couple of appearances ago on Cinco de Mayo that misses inside. Against Texas A&M Corpus Christi in a midweek. Allowed just 1 run on 3 hits and 6 2/3. Punched out a career high 7. His previous high was 5. Pitched a couple innings against Arizona. Gets the swing and a miss. Sits down Smaldino for the first out in the second.
Yeah, elevated the off speed right there, able to draw the swing and miss stuff. Take one more look. Changing the eyes. We'll cut her away.
Here's Rolig now, 6-game hitting streak. Steps in with 1 out, nobody on. Chop to the left side. Savateri fired across. 1 pitch, 1 out to get Rolig. And 2 quick outs in the second.
Everything going to script here for Cooper. Feels like he's pulling all the strings on the mound here in the early going.
Houston's swapping their second baseman to their third baseman again. Savateri climbing. We've seen it all series. Savateri the better glove. Houston positioning him at either third or second, where he has the highest probability to field a ball. And he was over there at third. The previous plays there now for Matt Polk. His first start of the series, the DH. Takes a strike. He's been dealing with a hamstring injury. Kind of tweaked it last week in Stillwater. So Bloomquist trying to get him off his feet. We did see him on Thursday. Came on, laid down a sacrifice bunt, critical to that 2-run 8th inning. They gave Arizona State the lead in game 1. An eventual win. Quick wave and a miss, and Cooper's quickly in front 0-2.
Yeah, that one right there, curveball away. All pitches seem to be working so far. We've seen him establish fastball, he can go cutter, he can go changeup.
That's down. Cooper, nearby Stratford High School last year. Just misses with a breaking ball. Polk trying to wear it. Polk, you're allowed to freeze in college baseball. A lot of people think that you have to try to make an effort to get out of the way. That's not the case in the NCAA rulebook. The NCAA rulebook, you're just not allowed to kind of attack the pitch. You're not allowed to try to get in the way of it. But you're allowed to freeze. You're allowed to hold your ground. And he did. And he takes low and in here, and all of a sudden the count is full.
Yeah, you can stand right there flat-footed and wear one, but you can't, flare the chicken wing or put the elbow in front of the path of the ball. You can't lean into it.
Which they've changed that rule in NCAA a few years back, where all of it now that's a strike. If you lean into it intentionally, it is a strike. So we've seen some weird situations with that. But you are allowed to hold your ground, and Polk did. Tap foul. Polk stays alive. Polk having the longest at bat so far we've seen from a Sun Devil.
So the key to success for the Sun Devil offensively is to see pitches out of the hand of Cooper and let him get that rhythm, which it seems like he was definitely feeling through the first 5 outs.
Making him work a little bit suddenly. strikes him out. 6 up, 6 down for Caden Cooper, who has needed just 21 pitches through 2. It's a 1-0 Houston lead. Bottom of 2, 1-0 lead for the Cougars at Schrader Park in Houston. Arizona State, still a lot to play for today when it comes to a lot of things, but as it pertains to the Big 12 tournament next week, a win today, they have the tiebreaker over UCF, would lock them into a 3 seed next week in Surprise.
And you see right behind them 3 teams sitting with 17. They dropped the series to Oklahoma State last weekend, so guys still playing for that seeding here on the final game of the regular season.
And despite yesterday's loss, they still are locked into a double bye. They've guaranteed, they've clinched that up. So they won't play until Thursday. Surprise next week. Give them a couple extra days. Maybe get their pitching in order. We'll see. Saviteri takes the first pitch out of the zone. Grounds this one to short. Mutsaritas, first chance. Flip it across. Second chance. And there's one down to begin the second.
Say, Albers looked good outside of that leadoff double. 2-0 pitch. He left over the plate. Cox was able to barrel up, and it was a grounder that moved the runner and a sac flying to get the Cougars on the board, but he's retired 4 straight.
Yeah, he fell behind Cox 2-0, got himself in a bad spot, but has been efficient since. Houston manufacturing the run in the first. Riley Jackson for the first time today. Takes a breaker for strike 1. Jackson, the hit in 6 at-bats in the previous 2 games. Same pitch, strike 2. See Jackson kind of a cagey turning of his body on those pitches that are inside. He turns, makes it look like he's getting out of the way, but he does kind of flail that elbow up a little bit, flail the chicken wing. Got hit yesterday with the bases loaded on that elbow pad. Rolls it over left side, and it's going to be fielded deep but short. No chance. Riley Jackson just hit it where they ain't. Picks up an infield single.
0-2 right here. He's going to hook around a breaking ball. You see right there, just letting go, swinging through with that bottom left hand, and just letting the barrel put the ball in action, and it goes deep into the left side. All smiles. He takes a spot over at first base.
I have to imagine those are the ones that really annoy you as a pitcher. You know, a guy squares you up on a good pitch, you can just tip your cap, but you get a weak rollover, and he's at first base at the end of the day. That probably annoys you a bit.
Yeah, because you executed your pitch, and it wasn't a hard hit ball. It just happened to be a perfectly placed swing.
Fields watches strike 1. Center fielder today. Had the big home run in yesterday's game, 3rd of the year. It gave Houston the lead in the 7th. It's weird. Houston has had a solo homer in the 7th inning to give them the lead in each of the previous 2 games. Fields having a solid freshman year. Couple of hits and 5 at-bats in the series. And he takes the fastball high.
So he was talking with Austin post-game last night, asking if he knew it was going off the bat, and he said he did. Also said he had a pretty good idea he was going to be getting a fastball. It was a fastball to start the count, the back-to-back breaking balls out of the zone, and he was ready.
Fields also good patience, 34 walks on the season, leads the team, and he rolls this one up the middle into center field. So back-to-back base runners for Houston. Not terribly hit hard, but back-to-back hits, first and second for the Cougars.
You said it best, hit it where they ain't. That one right there, you heard the contact. Didn't sound like he got a good part of the barrel on it, but was able to put it right back up the middle to make it the 2nd single.
Dylan Maxey with first and second, one out. Maxey homered earlier in the series as well. And a 2-run shot, game 1 Thursday. In the 5th inning to tie it up. His 3rd homer of the year as well. Comes up empty on his first swing. It's 0-1. Maxey, the local kid, coming back to Houston for his final season. Hughes at foul. It's 0-2. So Alba quickly jumping in front of the Cougar catcher. I'll shift him with 2 strikes. That's Contrada, the second baseman, bottom left corner of your screen. Quick peek at second from Alba. Now the 1-2. That's away. 2 straight out of the zone.
We saw him go breaking ball low, breaking ball away. That one more of a waste pitch.
Stays alive.
Maxey looked ready for the fastball there. Back-to-back breaking balls. Similar to what we talked about with Fields. Knew it was probably going to be a fastball count.
1 out infield single by Jackson. Fields snuck it up the middle into center field. Just off the edge. Looked like Alba wanted it.
Pretty pitch, but you saw him set up, miss over towards the river on the outside. Right there about the white line, the left-hand batter's box.
Briggs going to put on a quick sign, being a 3-2 count. Anticipating, maybe not anticipating, but just in case Houston put something on 3-2. Maybe send the runner, stay out of the double play. Maxey 22 strikeouts and 99 at bats this season. A little surprised they went with the spin move there, not the inside move.
I thought the inside move would have been more appropriate, try to see if he's going to do anything dancing around. The spin move is more recognizable, especially if you're looking to do something on that first twitch.
There it is. Maybe it was part of the master plan.
Well, you saw on that one too. You know, Jackson was vaulting a little bit over there at second.
We're gonna go spin move. That way, you think we messed up on our first pickoff attempt. Try to deke you a little bit, and then hit you with a spin move. There go the runners. Popped into the air. This can be playable. Trouble though towards the line, right field. It drops foul. Smaldino completely lost it.
Immediately out the bat, running behind Henricks, the first base umpire, and you saw him look up and gesture that he had no idea where it was.
And fortunate that ball was foul. It's also fortunate for Houston that Smaldino didn't pick it up, though, because Smaldino sees that off the bat, sees it the whole way. He catches that. The runners were off with that previous pitch. See if it's kept on by Whitting. Yep, there they go. Popped up again. So Houston's plan here is they want to send the runners, that way they stay out of a double play. Issue with that is Maxey's popped up a couple of pitches. That could be problematic if your runners don't pick that up. One of those pop-ups is caught.
And we saw it yesterday, you know, the pop out on a bunt went right into being a double play over at third.
Yeah, it was Maxey, ironically enough. Again, the inside move. Alba did have a chance, but he threw it over because he likes to keep those disengagements.
Especially when you're in a 32 count, you don't want to have any potential thing to happen. You never know when you may need to step off. So that took the momentum off the rubber, and then that soft throw.
There they go again. Swing and a miss. Throw it down. Out by a mile. A strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the side is retired. 1-0 Cougars after 2. campus. Final day of the season. Graduations going on down the street as well. Those palm trees native to the University of Houston campus. It's a good place to watch a baseball game. It's an early 1-0 lead for Houston.
Also bark in the park all weekend long here across this series. So we've seen lots of good boys and girls behaving in the stands.
7-8-9 for Arizona State due up. Sam Myers will lead things off. Houston native. Making his third start of the weekend. Trying to bunt his way on, pushes it to first. Jackson read it well, and he'll just kind of lunge towards the bag. Taps it with the glove, and there's one out on one pitch to begin the third.
That was interesting to see, too. I mean, the hard contact on the bunt sent a screamer of a roller out to Jackson. Take one more look at this and see where he is positioned. He's going to only have to come in a couple steps to field and then just uses his length to kind of just lean over and extend the hand to the bag.
Yeah, it's tough to tell if he just was trying to put it on the first base line and just bunted it too hard, or if he was trying to push it to second. Regardless, one pitch, one out. Here's Brody Briggs. Cooper misses low. 22 pitches for Cooper to retire the first 7 hitters in a row. 23rd pitch, the first to Briggs, misses downstairs. A couple of hits and 7 tries for the Sun Devil catcher in the 3-game set. Takes high.
Say that previous pitch, also the first ball we have seen out of the hand of Cooper to start a Sun Devil at bat.
Saw Cooper there walk to the back of the mound, look to center field, take that deep breath to regain his composure, regain the zone. He can't. Cooper does have 21 walks in 41 innings. He's hit 5 batters, 7 wild pitches. So I mentioned earlier that he's shown glimpses, and so far 7 hitters in this potent Arizona State lineup. But walks Briggs on 4 pitches. It's the Sun Devils' first base runner of the game. Sometimes the command he'll lose it at times.
Yeah, quick connection, him with Tyler Cox signaling ball back to me, I'm throwing to you. Try to see if he can reset after these pitches out of the zone. And I thought it was interesting too that Myers laid down the bunt. I thought Myers was going to potentially look to see some pitches. He was in the on deck circle when that strikeout happened. Polk worked a 7-pitch at bat to close the previous frame.
That was the most that Cooper's had to work against any hitter through 2. Lands a breaking ball there against P.J. Moutsaritas. Did not play Thursday. Was in the lineup yesterday. 1 for 4. Another breaking ball missing away. Briggs not a huge threat to run. 2 stolen bases, 3 tries, but it is the first time that Cooper's had to work with a base runner on. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Heavy doses of those breaking balls from Cooper. When he can command it, they become very tough. Talking to himself a little bit out there, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to make sure he's staying in the moment, but that command of the breaking ball has been his most effective so far.
Pepping himself up. Tipped foul. See that often, the pounding of the chest? You noticed that too, huh?
Yeah, they do a lot of that, it seems, to protect him. 2 strikes, conversation himself. Cooper out there on the mound too, that conversation himself. That right there, a fastball he was able to groove inside.
I think it's it's really a good visual of how baseball is such a mental game, right? 1-2, lifted foul. You got Cooper talking to himself on the mound, walking to the back of the mound, deep breath. And you got the Arizona State hitters. They get to those 2-strike counts. All right, mentality, 2-strike approach. We got this. Pounding your chest a little bit. That misses away.
There's the pound of the chest again. It's very Wolf of Wall Street-esque.
Yogi Berra quote comes to mind for me. Baseball is 90% mental, the other half is physical.
Right. Oh, love that one.
Yeah, Yogi-isms are the best. Called strike 3, froze him with the heat. Fastball at the knees, and Caden Cooper picks up his 3rd punch out of the game.
One more look at this. Execution with the fastball, that arm side run bringing it back in, and good reception behind the dish. Brings the mitt up.
First of the 3 strikeouts that have been looking. 2 down. Back to the top now for Landon Hairston, who grounded out to Savateri on the first pitch of the game. Misses inside, 1-0. Hairston, semifinalist for the Golden Spikes, having one of the best seasons in the entire country. One off the all-time single-season home run record in Arizona State history as he flips this one foul. Yesterday, with his 26th home run of the year, broke a tie for second between he, Spencer Torkelson, and Bob Horner. Horner doing that in 1978, and then later on the calendar year, he won the National League Rookie of the Year with the Atlanta Braves. One off of Mitch Jones' record of 27 that was set in 2000. Did he go? He did not. Blake Felix with the palms down. You be the judge.
Good look from our third base cam. Good pause of the hands. You see the extend of his right arm.
7-game on base streak, 7-game hitting streak, 36-game on base streak. And make it 8-game hitting streak, 37 on base as he slaps it the other way for a base hit. And the Sun Devils have first and second, 2 down for New Contreras, who homered twice yesterday.
Good swing right there. 2-1 off speed. Take one more look. No one over there. Would have been over the head of the typical shortstop position. 2-hopper out to Weems in left field.
First and second, 2 down. Quedrada's grounded out to short in the first. Takes downstairs, ball 1. Quedradas has the most homers of anybody in the country from second base. 17 home runs, second baseman. Very dangerous 1-2. Huge hack. And it's a ball and a strike. Quedradas hails from Hawaii. Line shot into right. Perez will play it in a hop. They're going to test his arm. Here comes Briggs. Here comes Perez's throw to the plate, and he's gunned down. No chance. Xavier Perez throws out Briggs at the plate to retire the side. One of the best defensive arms, one of the best right field arms in the Big 12. Kind of had to play it on a hop on his heels, but throws a strike to cut down Briggs for the final out of the inning. 1-0 Houston. has helped preserve the Houston lead. Second time the Sun Devils having a runner thrown out at the plate this week. Arizona State dropping yesterday's game and did a number on the RPI. They dropped down to 53, one of the bigger RPI movers yesterday. TCU, who was on the bubble, entering the week. They won at West Virginia. They're up to 38. Arizona State down to 53. There's some nervy Sun Devil fans right now.
And this is the Big 12 that's going to be well represented when it comes to the postseason, but the Sun Devils definitely feeling that pressure of this moment with how yesterday happened, and then, you know, you got the Cougars playing well here.
It makes today's game huge. Irvin Weems, first start of the series. He's played in both games. Swings and misses there, 0-2. Alba's third inning. Yes, Sun Devils entered the week with work to do. Dropping 2 of 3 against Houston would hurt. Put them in a spot where they would feel vulnerable going into the tournament next week. You win today, you feel pretty good about things.
It's not forgiving when they go on a surprise. Single elimination format, so a loss here, a potential early exit could not bode well.
Yeah, limping into that selections Monday. If they were to lose today, and then the scenario that you painted, if they were to lose their first game, not that you want that to happen, of course, but they lost 2 of 3 last week against Oklahoma State, 2 of 3 against last place Houston, 1 and done, and surprise. That would you wouldn't have the momentum going into that selection Monday. Alba, though, with a big strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Alba as he's starting to get a little momentum. Third K of the game.
Strike him out, throw him out to close last inning, and this one right here, he got ahead early, nibbled with a couple pitches, and then came back over right there to get strike 3 with the swing.
Yeah, the old saying, it's not about who you play, it's when you play them. And Houston been playing some good ball as the season comes to an end. Cox drives this to center field. Landon Hairston backs up a few steps. Routine play for him, 2 away. Houston entering the weekend of the series, having won 4 of their last 5. The first 2, you factor that in. Houston's won 5 of their last 7 games. Bloomquist, too, was quick to note that. This is a Houston team that's playing better than their record, so it backs up that old adage. It's not who you play, it's when you play them, and Houston right now is playing some of their better ball.
And he made it very clear. You toss the record out, they've got guys. He specifically was able to name several, including Kendall Hoffman, that can do a job on the mound. They've got guys like Cade Climby, who's up now, that can swing it really good.
Lifts it foul. And it's been the pitching, too, that's been the biggest area of improvement for Houston over the last, however, whatever stretch you want to look at. If you take a look at the last 10 games, how about a nice round number? Houston's had a 3.29 ERA in their last 10 games, which is well below their season average. 5.66 entering play today. They've also kept this Arizona State offense at bay a bit, as they've held Arizona State to 4 or fewer runs. Last time that Arizona State had that happen to them was March 15th and 17th. Scored 4 against Grand Canyon, then 4 against TCU. Climbing into the bat, soft liner up the middle. It's picked up by Contreras in a 1-2-3 inning for Alba in the 3rd. We've played 3. It's 1-0 Cougars. 1-0 Houston lead. We play into the 4th inning. Caden Cooper has been solid. 3 shutout innings to this point for Houston. Has also been economical as he has thrown just 40 pitches to get through the 3.
Yeah, stranded 2 on the base path last inning. 19 pitches in that frame, but he's been very good. 8 of 11 first pitch strikes across his batter's face.
3-4-5 in the Sun Devil lineup. Toigo will lead it off. Rolls it over weak, hits the base and pops over the head of Jackson. Toigo's going to try to hustle, and he'll get into second with an off-the-bag hustle double. Maybe the break the Sun Devils needed.
And you were asking earlier about the frustration when you get the weak contact and it leads something. That's going to be incredibly frustrating for Cooper on the mound, because first pitch swinging looks like it's going to be an easy 3 unassisted. The squibber off a breaking ball. Take one more look, and it's going to hit that bag and go sky over the head of Jackson. And then it keeps rolling, too. Look how far Sabateri has to range out to get it.
You see that from time to time, not often. Toyo's happy about it, though. Leadoff double, his 14th double of the season, and now Smaldino to the plate. His team down by a run. Smaldino struck out swinging to begin the second.
Their whole team?
Fastball for a strike on the outer half. That'd have been the breaking ball, actually. Good pitch by Cooper, nonetheless, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Arizona State has struggled in this series with runners in scoring position. That misses down. They've had plenty of traffic, plenty of activity. They left 10 on base in the 4-3 win on Thursday. Left 6 on base yesterday. But they were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position last night. They were 2 for 13 on Thursday with runners in scoring position. As Smaldino swings and misses, it's 2-2.
They had opportunities, especially back on Thursday, potentially put the game away early. Houston was able to factor late, and then yesterday unable to capitalize in the chances they had.
That misses down. Now, Arizona State did have a hit with a runner in scoring position last inning. They've had one opportunity. They got a hit. But Xavier Perez throwing out Briggs at the plate. I mean, what's a hit when you got thrown out at the plate? The runner in scoring position. 7th outfield assist for Xavier Perez, which tied for the nation's lead. And Cooper punches out Smaldino for the second time. Tipped into the mid of Maxey. See the frustration of Smaldino as he bangs the bat down. Cooper, a much needed strikeout.
And that one right there, a slider away. Leadoff man in scoring position. You don't want them to have the productive out. He's able to factor it with a good swing and miss pitch.
4 strikeout for Cooper. Runner stays put at second, and now it's Rolick. Good block by Maxey. Rolick grounded out to third in the second. He's 0 for 1. Big jump, and Maxey won't bother with a throw. Excellent jump by Toyo. 4th stolen base of the season. He stole that off of Cooper.
And it was a perfect vault. He timed that hop. He had no one looking. And take one more look. You're going to see him look to the expand. And he's going to take that little jump, and he's gone.
He timed him up. Cooper got too predictable. That misses away. So tying run at third base for Arizona State, looking for some timely production. Corners will play in for Houston. Jackson, who's way off the bag at first, is even with it, though. Saviteri creeping in over at third. Good breaking ball for strike 2. Well, glove side action. Pretty impressive from the freshman.
Yeah, he's a freshman. 5 pitches, a lot of swing and miss, a lot of movement on everything. Nothing is straight.
Here comes the infield in now with 2 strikes. They waited until Cooper came set. That misses away. The reason that you do it late, you don't want the hitter to be in a mindset of, okay, I need a ground ball up the middle. Actually, you want him to stay in that mindset, and then you bring the infield in, and you think weak ground ball up the middle, and all of a sudden your infield's in. Chopper up the middle. What a stop by Climbing. The jump throw to first will not be in time, though. And scoring on the play is Toyo. Arizona State has tied it up in the 4th.
Rolick does the job with that hopper up the middle, but you got to give credit to Climbing with that defensive effort. Take one more look. It's going to be a hopper over the mound, and then right here he's going to jump with the backhand and the jump and throw, but the run comes across. But a good defensive try by the Cougar infield.
Todd Whitting's coming out. Riley Jackson is telling the umpires that he was on the wrong bag. Mike Morris giving an explanation on the balancing act of the bags. Riley Jackson felt that Rolig was on the wrong base. Of course, you got the double base now between the green and the white bag.
You see a long conversation, and meanwhile over there at first, Hendricks is having the same similar conversation with Jackson.
And Whitting's getting an explanation from Mike Morris. Morris must be the crew chief. Yeah, the new double bag. Confusing rules with that bag. They are weird because when you can touch the white bag as a runner changes after you run through the bag. You know, the runner's base turns into the white bag after you get a base hit. So he touched the green bag there. I wonder if he came back, if he was back on the green bag. So he touched the green bag just fine.
Yeah, there's no problem with his run through. It looked like it was something after he came back that they were saying that's where the potential situation was.
My guess is he was on the green bag and Jackson thought that that was illegal. Not illegal, but just on the wrong base, so he was vulnerable. That's just a guess. But all that's been figured out. Here's Polk with a runner at first, one down. Game tied at a run apiece. Rolig to get a look. But going back to the stolen base by Toigo, maybe Houston doesn't get Rolig out, but the infield wouldn't have been in. They would have had a better chance of getting him, but the run would not have scored. So Toigo getting a read on Cooper. Critical to get a run at this point. Polk tries to bunt, fouls it back.
It goes back to what you said, too. He was able to time up Cooper perfectly coming home. That hard step was right as we saw Cooper start his windup. So there wasn't even an opportunity for Maxey to look over at third.
Yeah, you pitchers always are told to change up your look, change up your timing, give multiple looks. Hard shot right to Climby. You won't have a chance, though, to fire to first. That was a rocket off the bat of Polk, but Houston was playing him perfectly. 2 down.
Yeah, right into the shift, and we saw Cooper a good job of making sure he didn't stab at the glove. Initially wanted to reach him and just kind of slowed his hand down, and it went right to Climby.
Here's Myers now with 2 down, 3 unassisted to lead off the third. Rolig 6 stolen bases on the year. Draws the throw. Arizona State as a team 79 stolen bases on the campaign. But a spot where you might want to get aggressive, try to get the runner in scoring position. That's way inside. Myers, a 2024 Big 12 All-Freshman team selection when he was at TCU. A big year. Hit .353 that season. Rolls this one to the right side. Saviteri gloves it cleanly. Flip it across. Side retired. But Arizona State ties it up. Toigo double, steals a bag, and he scores on the Rolig RBI single. Tied at 1, middle of the fourth.
Yeah, great job right there of able to factor with the good swing. Rolig, that RBI knock. So it feels like it's a different ball game going to the bottom of the fourth than what we've seen. Alba felt like he's been getting better each time out there.
All right, let's head down to the field. Austin Ivan checking in with Willie Bloomquist.
Coach, some nice production the last couple innings. What are your batters catching on to the second time through the order?
Just getting the pitches up in the zone a little bit more and putting some good swings on the ball and just got to find some holes, man. We're hitting them hard just right at guys.
Yeah, your team really good in series finales. What are you looking for these next couple innings?
Just keep grinding, try to find holes and score more runs than they do.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Willie Bloomquist, quick word with Austin Ivan as we play in the bottom of the fourth inning, tied at a run.
Very simple philosophy. If you score more runs than the other guy, you're going to win. And that's the objective of the game for them going forward. Alba gets to go back to work where he is coming off his most efficient inning, a 1-2-3 frame.
Alba trying to find that groove. Klecker was the scheduled starter for Arizona State. He's been Had a little bit of tightness in the shoulder as well. Maybe just try to get him right, give him an extra few days. Maybe he'll pitch Thursday. In surprise, we'll see. Klecker came into the series tied for 4th in wins in the Big 12. But Alba today, and they started to find that rhythm, as you mentioned. He'll be facing 3, 4, 5 in the Houston lineup. Perez, Sabathia, and Savateri. Heart of the Houston Cougar lineup. 39 pitches for Alba. He's allowed the 1 run on 3 hits and has also punched out 3. Perez sacrifice fly in the first. Drove in a run, his 36th of the year. Tries to check the swing, appeal to first, did not go. Those 36 RBIs for Perez lead the club. There's the 1-0, way outside.
I want the key to 3rd through 5th grade. I think that's right. Right? A 3rd through 5th grade. If you're a 4th grader, if you got to go through the grades, another elementary group.
Perez watches one. 2 balls and a strike. Is Alba over 40 pitches now. See how long Arizona State can ride him. Alba's longest outing this year, 4 1/3. That came back actually in his first appearance of the year in February. Takes a strike, 3-2 or 2-2. But he does have multiple 3+ inning outings. 4 of his last 5 have been 3 innings or more. 3 of those being 3 2/3. Somewhere in that range, been his wheelhouse, 3 to 4 innings. He's had a few outings where he's got into the 80s in pitches. Last outing against Oklahoma State, 84 pitches. So there should be a lot left in the tank for Alba.
So he's had the ability to be an inning eater before. And now obviously in the final game of the regular season, look at to ride him as long as he can go.
If efficient, right?
Yeah, fair.
A huge game for the Sun Devils. Fouled back. Look out up there. But it has been a taxed Arizona State bullpen. Carlone leaving the game yesterday in the 2nd. Used Linder for 2 1/3, Overbay for 3, Buxton for the final inning, and then Colby Guy went 5 innings in his first start of the season on Thursday. That misses away, 3-2. Taylor Penn went 2 innings. The last 3 though, Finn Edwards just 2/3, Fitzpatrick a 1/3, Schaefer an inning. All those guys should be fresh and good to go. Buxton last night should be good. Maybe even Penn. 23 pitches in 2 innings. He should be available. Swing and a miss. Alba gets the punch out. And he's retired 5 straight now.
Now it's a strikeout in every frame he's been out there. And this one, you see the high fastball. It will change the eyes of Perez.
Sabathia now with 1 out. He struck out looking in the first. Arizona State will put the Sabathia. So he watches strike 1.
You know this when he came off the bat, it was like 290 something.
That misses down 1-1. Houston with a win yesterday. Another win over a ranked opponent. Houston has won at least 4 games against ranked opponents in 8 of the 16 years under Todd Whitting. Whitting has 71 wins against ranked opponents, looking for 72 tonight. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So Alba quickly in front of a ball and 2 strikes. Mike Morris flipping around over there. That's high. Tournament baseball just around the corner. One of the best times of year. See baseball at all hours of the day. That's fouled back.
So nothing beats the regional action. Conference tournament as well. You can just find games all day long.
It's count even between Alba and Sabathia. Sabathia trying to end this Alba stretch of hitters retired in a row. That's not close. Sabathia's battled back to push it full. Alba, that deep breath before he gets to the mound. Looks like he wears his little K-band on the left wrist. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Sabathia draws the walk. That's the first walk issued by Jordan Alba. Sabathia now is a 10-game on-base streak.
Yeah, good job of commanding the zone. It was 1-2 early. Sabathia able to spoil off a pitch and then look at balls 3 and 4 and a 7-pitch at bat. And it's been 2 long at bats for the Cougars to open the frame. Perez went down, but it was on 8 pitches.
We got a mound meeting now.
Yeah, quick infield pause. Help him gather his breath. Already 15 pitches thrown in the frame.
You had a Sun Devil pop out of the dugout, run down to the bullpen too when that visit began. Nobody's throwing down there, but you see some Stern, see a football. More teams are doing that now. You kind of get loose with the football. What's the science behind it? I don't know. It's above my pay grade.
Well, it's an easy throwing motion compared to obviously the destructive motion of throwing over the top of the baseball, but that short arm's able to focus on getting the shoulder loose, and then you can pick up a baseball and slowly start warming up. Some guys will go with the weighted ball too. We saw the towel action yesterday.
First pitch swinging, diving, stop. Contrades flips it across to first. What a play. Last night, Contrades with a bat with a 2-homer game, and today flashed in the leather.
Second time we've seen him make a good play. Made one up the middle last frame to close the inning, and this one the dive. Presence of mind to take his time with the pop-up. Give a good throw over to first.
Excellent play from the man with the most homers of any second baseman in all of college baseball. Runner in scoring position now for Houston. Houston 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position today. And Jackson swings over the top of it. Jackson singled in the second, little weak ground ball to the left side that was placed perfectly. He couldn't have thrown it out there any better. Right between Rolig and Utsaritas. Jackson goes around, couldn't stop the swing. And then he's behind at 0-2.
So it was 0-2 before, and he hooked around on a breaking ball. The breaking ball count here for Alba.
Downstairs with the breaking ball. Alba's looking sharper these last couple innings, into the first couple innings. Which easing his way into the game. He got 3 hits in the first 2. The only base runner in the last 2 was the Sabathia walk. Swing and a miss. Alba, another punch out, his 5th. Little housekeeping. And the side retired. 4 innings in the books. Tied at 1 in Houston. For the first time ever, the Big 12 tournament is heading to Arizona. May 19th through 23rd, championship game on that final day, of course. Spring training home of the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers, and they are ready for some Big 12 baseball in Surprise, Arizona.
The action's going to get underway on Tuesday. The lower seeds will play games 1 and 2 on ESPN+. More ESPN Plus action on Wednesday, and then Thursday is when Arizona State would see its first action locked into that double bye opportunity. Those games coming on ESPNU, and the championship on Saturday on ESPN2.
Houston knows their fate. They will not be in Arizona next week. You mentioned Arizona State knows their first game will be on Thursday. They can finish as high as 3. They will be the 3 seed if they win today. Cannot be lower than 6th as Briggs takes for ball 1. Cooper. First base runner he allowed was actually Briggs in the 3rd, a 1-out walk. He was later thrown out at the plate. Xavier Perez, his 7th outfield assist, which is tied for 1st in the country. They tested his arm with 2 outs, and Perez made the Sun Devils pay.
Cougar fans have been spoiled getting to watch him play right field across this season. Great throws, gunning down guys trying to go first to third or second to home.
Hey, you ready? Yeah. Let's do it.
That misses away. Briggs has seen 3 straight out of the zone. He walked on 4 pitches back in the 3rd. So all 7 pitches that Briggs has seen. Hadn't seen a strike yet. Sees one there. Briggs tried to sell it. I think he has a quick word with Joe Harris. I'd like to know what he said to him.
That first pitch right there was pitch number 62 out of the hand of Cooper.
This ball hammered by Briggs, foul. And now Climbing with 2 strikes is going to move over to the right side of the bag at second. Quick visit here. Huh.
Don't usually see in at bat visits, especially not with 3-2. So quick chance to make sure they are on the same page.
Yeah, that's a weird visit there. Oh yeah, he was checking on him. Look at Joe Harris telling the Arizona State dugout that that's not going to count as a conference. Houston does have Cinto warming up in the pen. So that's not going to count as a catcher's visit. That was an injury checkup. Well, it's deja vu all over again, huh?
That kind of feels that way.
Payoff. Tries a backdoor breaker and misses away. Just a second walk issue by Cooper, but they've both been to Brody Briggs. And the leadoff man is aboard for the Sun Devils. Go-ahead runner at first base with nobody out. We'll see how Arizona State plays this. And this is going to be another injury check. Here comes Gardner, Whitting, and Perkins. Cooper's trying to wave them off. I mean, this is almost identical to yesterday. Catcher goes to visit his pitcher in an awkward spot, and then a couple of pitches later, here comes the trainer.
Obviously, precautionary move yesterday for high draftee. This is a young man that's got a bright future ahead of him, a freshman out there on the mound.
You know, they have all the data too. You know, a lot of times it might not be. Perkins is gonna check that arm, give him some strength test. You know, but they have the data in the dugout with the TrackMan numbers, which gives them the read on the velo, gives them a read too on the spin. You know, if we can't see it on the radar gun, see the dip and velo, maybe it's a dip and spin where you're like, okay, something's awry here, because it didn't. You know, nothing on the field looked off. And Houston's going to go to the pin. Well, Gardner pointed that way. Yeah, he's taking. Yeah, Cooper's taking off the pitch comm. He's done. It's wise to be safe with Caden Cooper. He's got a promising career, but second time in as many games we've seen a starting pitcher leave the game due to injury. So Cinta, if it is Cinta, will have as long as he needs to get warm. Was already throwing, but it appears the Cougars will go to the bullpen as Cooper leaves the game in a 1-1 tie. Caden Cooper has to leave the game. Houston noticed something off with Caden Cooper, so he leaves due to an injury. Then it's Chris Cinta who comes on for the Cougars in a 1-1 game in the top of the 5th inning. Cinta was already throwing, was already loosening up, so shouldn't be that long of a delay. But he'll get as long as he needs for the southpaw from the Sunshine State.
Making his 16th appearance. That brings that Miami pedigree over. He has been a reliable lefty option out of the pen, a long relief option, and potentially the long relief option here for the Cougars in this one. See the numbers: a 7.66 ERA across 24 2/3 innings. But results have been kind of up and down for him across the year.
He is not allowed to run in 4 of his last 5. But the one game where he allowed some runs, when it rained and poured, he gave up 4 runs in a third of an inning when Houston went to College Station to play Texas A&M. Houston's kind of been using him as an opener in the midweek. He has started back-to-back games, but has won an inning in both of those games. He started on Tuesday against Rice. Went a scoreless first, gave up a couple of hits. Arizona State thinking small ball with the go-ahead runner at first base. Mutsarita shows the bunt, pulls it back, and he takes ball 1. Strikeout victim against Caden Cooper in the first. Cooper really good today, I thought. Gave up 1 run in 4 innings. He is responsible for the runner at first. We saw he retired the first 7 of the game. He finishes up, and hopefully it was just a precautionary there. Cooper, you can tell Cooper didn't think he was hurt, didn't want to leave. Hopefully that's a good sign for Houston.
And that's where you come back to the analytics too. What were they seeing?
Good bunt by Mutsaritas, pushes it over to the first base side. And Jackson's just going to tag him, but he does his job as he moves the runner to second base for the top of the Sun Devil lineup.
And does the job right there in moving the leadoff guy into scoring position, getting picked up with some high fives and fist bumps. He goes back into the first base dugout.
Do you pitch to Hairston here?
I wouldn't. Go ahead and take advantage of the opportunity of first base being open, a little 4-finger point to take your base.
It is lefty-lefty, and Contreras did homer twice yesterday. He's also been hot. It is the 5th, so still relatively early, first half of the game. That's away. Hairston's 1 for 2. Grounded out to Savateri in the first. The rare 4-1 ground out. Cooper was covering the bag, and then he singled, went the other way in the third. Watches 1.
Cinta's been pretty right down the middle in terms of the splits. 317 versus righties, 317 versus lefties. In conference play, lefties have actually hit him a little bit better.
Oh, it gets away from Maxey, goes towards the on-deck hitter. The wild pitch will move Briggs to third. Go ahead run just 90 feet away now.
And take one more look at this. Breaking ball, it's going to hit off. It looked like the shin guard of Maxey, and that momentum just carrying it over to that on-deck circle.
Yeah, hard ricochet. Climbing at third will play even with the bag. The rest of the Cougar infield is back. 3-1. This might be one of those intentional, unintentional walks.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to come over the plate with the strike here. If he chases one, fine, but otherwise, they're prepared to pitch him away.
Downside of that, though, is you threw one wild, allowed the runner to go to third. That misses in. Yeah, Houston wanted no part of him. But electing to pitch to him, the intentional, unintentional, allowed Briggs to go to third.
Now batting number 6,
New Contreras with runners on the corners and just 1 out. Contreras 1 for 2. Singled in the third. Briggs was thrown out at the plate on that play. Dumped it into right. Hard shot into center. Fields comes in, has to make the underhand catch just above the turf. He does grab it for the out. Briggs was not deked. Not that it was intended to be a deke. And he scores on the play to give Arizona State their first lead of the game.
That's a line drive sac fly. So Leadoff walk, sack bunt, wild pitch. Other side of a walk, a first pitch swing for Trades. And it looked like it was just a tough read initially for Fields. Ball coming right to him, and he comes in to make that glove down catch.
So Sun Devils, a run in back-to-back innings, have taken their first lead of game 3. The rubber game of this 3-game set. Contreras with the RBI. His 53rd of the year. Also his 3rd of the series. Hairston draws a couple of throws. He does have 9 stolen bases on the year. So the run will close the book on Caden Cooper. He gets credited for that run as he allowed Briggs to walk. Sinta misses away to Toigo. The UNLV transfer, the Big 12 preseason newcomer of the year. Was a co-player of the year last year in the Mountain West Conference at UNLV. Alex Overbay at UNLV last year as well. We saw Overbay yesterday in relief. Good in relief. That hits Toigo. Toigo gets plunked. She'll trot down to first base. Second time he's reached, and Sinta will have to navigate Smaldino now.
Looked like a pitch just slipped out of the hand coming home. Went right into the backside.
That's a good spot to get hit, I guess. Never want to get hit, but if you had to pick a spot, that'd be pretty high in the power rankings, right?
Yep.
So Houston's going to go to the pin. They wanted Sinta against the lefties, Hairston and Toigo. And now with a string of righties coming up, Houston will go to the bullpen once more. Diego Luzardo in with runners at first and second, and Arizona State leading by a run. Arizona State first lead of the game, 2-1 advantage, and still threatening in the top of the 5th as they have runners at first and second. And Houston going to the bullpen for the second time this inning. It's righty Diego Luzardo to face the righty pocket in the Sun Devil lineup.
His 9th appearance on the season. We've seen him come on more here of late. You see the numbers, just 6 innings, no decisions, an ERA of 7.5 against the small sample size.
He had that month between March and April where he did not pitch. Last used on Tuesday night. Final game of the Silver Glove Series, which Houston swept crosstown rival Rice. Luzardo gave up 3 unearned runs in his 2 innings of work. Houston won that game 14-3. So all 3 runs on Luzardo's ledger, but all were unearned. He'll face the dangerous righty, Dominic Smaldino. 0 for 2, punched out twice. He's happy to see somebody other than Caden Cooper. So bat with runners at first and second. And he swings at the first pitch and skies it high to the right side. Jackson battling the sun a bit, but he makes the grab, and that'll do it for Arizona State at the top of the 5th. But Sun Devils push across too, Kyle, and have the lead for the first time.
They're able to find the way to factor most here across their last 2 plate appearances. This one, it all started with the free pass, and then it was small ball opportunity. Sack bunt, a walk where they tried to pitch around Hairston, and then that line out sack fly by Contreras.
Yeah, push 1 across. They scored 1 in the 4th inning. So a tight game in the 5th, and we'll send it downstairs to Austin Ivan, who's meeting with Todd Whitting.
Coach, you guys continue to battle right there with this ranked Arizona State team. How do you continue to make the most of these final opportunities at the plate?
Well, you look for effort and enthusiasm and attitude in every game, and all 3 games they brought it. So I'm proud of how they're playing. We just got to just keep pushing through to the end.
You've been coaching for 16 years at your alma mater, Coach. Every team is different, but what makes this group special?
Just the effort and the work. They've had a lot of bad things happen to them this year, but they just keep grinding. And I'm just proud of the way they played the last couple of weeks. But no, you're right. It's been 16 years here. It's been awesome. I have a tremendous amount of supporters. People that donate to the program. Our alumni group is awesome. So it's a great program, and it's definitely been a lifelong dream to be the head coach here. So it's a great spot.
We appreciate your time, Coach. Thanks so much.
Absolutely,
guys.
Appreciate it, Austin. She's looking for a late game rally. Second half of the game rally, still the 5th. But a 2-1 Arizona State lead is Jayden Alba. There's a look at Trey Broussard. Good to see him in the dugout. Hopefully that was just kind of a day-to-day injury. I think it was, but Houston being careful with him. I thought it was interesting that Keith Law of The Athletic putting together his MLB draft kind of big board. He had yesterday's starter, Cole Carlone, listed very high. He had him at 23. Hopefully he's all right. He'll pitch next week. He had Broussard listed at 90, and his note on Broussard was that if this were 1985, he'd be a first rounder, which I think was kind of a way of saying that he's a throwback. A guy with high contact, high speed. And here's the guy that's playing center field in place of Broussard today, Blake Fields, who was a draft pick last year. To Arizona in the 14th round. He singled in his first trip back in the 2nd. 10-game on-base streak for the freshman to close out his strong freshman campaign. Pitch comm issue? Yep.
Yeah, saw him step off saying he couldn't hear anything.
Technology, am I right?
Yeah, the earpiece in the hat, they're going to come swap out.
They're going to swap that thing out there.
He's not the only one. Contreras is saying he can't hear his either, potentially.
Somebody changed the frequency?
Possibly. Looks like he's good now.
Harris telling the Houston Cougar dugout that won't count as a visit. Equipment injuries never do. So looks like we're good. Alba 60 pitches. With that first pitch to Fields. Off the edge, 2-0. Three infielders on the left side for Arizona State. Houston bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9 in the 5th. Fields lines it. Foul. Good cut on a 2-0 count by Fields, but a little out in front. Watches a strike, 2-2. Last night, Fields in the 7th inning broke the tie. Said he knew he got it. You can tell by the reaction that he did. As Fields homer for the 3rd time, gave the Cougars the lead, a lead that they would hold on to.
A lot of excitement. You see him go bounding into home plate.
Swing and miss. Alba gets the punch out. 5th punch out for Alba. 6th punch out for Alba, and there's one away to begin the 5th.
Yeah, 2 last inning, but a strikeout in every frame so far, and that one right there, good curveball. Great off the table action.
Yeah, a little off balance. Maxey. 1 out, nobody on. Breaking ball away. That Sun Devil bullpen continuing to stir. No one throwing yet, but there's some bodies that are getting warm. But Alba's gotten stronger.
Been hovering around 17 to 20 pitches these last 3 innings out there. He's done a really good job of getting ahead in counts and even winning leverage at bats.
Weak pop up to the left side. Mutsaritas takes charge. Contreras came all the way over there. But Mutsaritas makes the catch for the second out.
And they're gesturing towards each other. It looks like a sign of apology from Contreras. I don't think he realized Mutsaritas was getting settled, so he just continued to factor, didn't hear anything, and then heard him late, and then quickly broke away.
Yeah, I wonder if there's one of those plays, too, where he had the angle. You know, you see it a lot of times, shortstop, third base, where there's a pop-up that's behind the third baseman. Third baseman has to drift back. Shortstop cuts across, and, you know, they have the angle. That was a pretty similar play because Arizona State was in the shift. Mutsaritas had to drift straight back, and Contreras probably felt that he had the angle. But all's well that ends well. As Weems misses down, or Weems takes a pitch that misses down ball one.
And it can be, the angle can be one, just the ball coming down, but also how you see it with the sun. The sun's straight up over our heads right now, and Contreras playing that off to his side coming over, had an unobstructed view. He wasn't having to battle the sun.
Yeah, the angle is probably magnified today because of that, you know, time of day. Yeah, a component of it for sure. I think that's what was going on in Contreras' mind, but Mutsaritas, like, what? It's all right, man. I got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Weems went around 1-1. 70th pitch of the game. It's lifted foul. Two runs on 4 hits for the Sun Devils. Houston the 1 run on the 3 hits. Houston scored in the first. Arizona State a solo run in each of the 4th and the 5th innings. And Weems gets a piece of it, stays alive. Weems has seen some ball in the Mountain West Conference. Transfer from San Diego State. There's a lot of old Mountain West Conference players in this one. San Diego State represented, UNLV. Swing and a miss. Alba gets the punch out. 7th of the game for Alba as he retires the Cougars in order in the 5th. After 5, it's 2-1 Arizona State. 2-1 Arizona State as we play into the top of the 6th inning. Both starters good. Cooper had to leave the game with injury, though, and all of a sudden we're seeing Alba get stronger as this game goes.
Another 3 up, 3 down frame. Second time we've also seen him record a pair of strikeouts in as many innings. And now for the Sun Devil offense, we'll see if they can keep the trend going with runs scored in the 4th and the 5th. They got the leadoff man on in both those frames and were able to push him home.
Diego Luzardo was one of 3 pitchers that Houston used in the 5th. Luzardo got the final out. Smaldino popped up on 1 pitch. So he begins the 6th, facing 5, 6, 7 in the Sun Devil lineup. First pitch to Rolig. Skips across the left-handed batter's box. It's 1-0. Rolig a hit and 2 at-bats. Knocked in the first run of the game for the Sun Devils back in the 4th. 32nd RBI of the season for the Sun Devil. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-1. Rolig didn't think so. Until Rolig thought it was close. Probably leans on he thought it was out of the zone. I thought it was a good call by Harris, who's had a very consistent zone today. Diving effort by Savateri, but it's by him and into left. Rolig, they lead off single as the Sun Devils look for some insurance in the 6th.
Great job of turning the page, too. We saw the body language on the previous pitch called a strike. You know, him kind of leaning back, but didn't carry that into this one. A 1-1 breaking ball he's able to put on the ground through the left side.
Matt Polk might be looking at a new pitcher. Matt Gardner's on his way, and he will be. So Houston will go to the bullpen yet again. Leadoff single by Austin Rolig. And the new reliever for Houston will inherit a runner at first with nobody out in the 6th. Houston going back to the bullpen. Luzardo gives up a leadoff single to begin the 6th, and Houston will hand it over to their flame-throwing righty, Alex Solis, into the game.
It's his 23rd appearance on the season. The high leverage weapon with the high velo. It's been a fireman for them. 3-2 on the year. 4.86 ERA across 37 innings. Has a strikeout per frame. Opponent's batting .266 against him, and he inherits a runner on first.
Solis in each of his 4 appearances has not allowed a run. His last 4 appearances against Cincinnati twice, at Arizona last week, and then 2 innings against Rice in the midweek. So finding some form late in the season for the junior from Weslaco. He'll be facing Matt Polk once he is loose and ready to go. Polk's first start of the series, nursing a hamstring injury. Kind of tweaked it against Oklahoma State last week. He beat out an infield single, felt it a little bit, still second base, scores on a base hit. Grad student. He was a medical redshirt his final season at Vanderbilt, finishing up his eligibility in the desert. He had good numbers in his third year at Vandy. 316 average, 864 OPS. He's got really good numbers this year. Pickoff attempt at first. Polk starting his 24th game, a 359 hitter. Down to 351, 0 for 2 today. Oh, he got hit. He was showing bunt, tried to pull back and got drilled. He was able to turn the body, so avoided danger for the most part. But you see a guy square up and a fastball right at him. It's scary. Good thing he got turned around.
And you're going to see the late reaction, try to protect himself. Just happy to get that head turn on that pitch coming high at him.
And you can see Maxey checking in on him too. Yeah, those are scary. You see a bunt, you kind of make your face vulnerable, and he's going right there. Fortunately, he was able to turn that shoulder and take the brunt of it there.
Yeah, look at him off the left trap.
Yeah, that's scary. So good thing he wasn't further damage. He's good over at first base, and Arizona State's in business. First and second, nobody out. See if the bunt stays on with Myers. He does get it down, so at least we'll have one play. And he gets Myers, who does the job. Myers will get some high fives. He comes over to the dugout, and the Sun Devils get 2 in scoring position.
So the job before to Polk was to try to put a guy in scoring position, hit by pitch, puts 2 on. Myers does the job to put 2 up.
It'll be Brody Briggs. One of those gamers for Arizona State. Doesn't have an official at bat today. He's walked twice. Ended up scoring in the 5th, thrown out at the plate in the 3rd. Arizona State, who has not had a good series with runners in scoring position, 2 for 4 today. Briggs way out in front of the off speed. 0-1. Flicked foul, so Lisa ahead 0-2. Strikeout situation, of course. Runner at 3rd, less than 2 outs. He'll be hunting that strikeout. Always a spot where you have to have confidence in your catcher behind the dish, too. Flick to right. In is Perez. He'll make the catch. They won't test the arm this time. Perez threw out Briggs earlier. His 7th outfield assist of the year, tied for the nation's lead, and Rolig was not going to dare try him again.
And now right there, the punch shot off the bat of Briggs. Perez able to catch that coming into shallow right field, and so he was that much closer for a throw.
Yeah, he was closer than when he threw out Briggs, and all his momentum was coming to the plate. Whereas in the 3rd inning, he kind of had to fill it on his heels because of that big hop. Mutsaritas now 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. This is away. This has been a frustration to the Sun Devils really all season long, scoring with runners in scoring position. And so Lees wants that narrative to continue. That's away. 1-1. You would, in this situation, be attacking the 9-hitter if it was any team in the country. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, leadoff man on deck. But it's probably magnified even more with Landon Hairston in the on-deck circle. Ground ball fair down the first base line. Rolig is in. Polk will score. And P.J. Mutsaritas comes through in the clutch. A 2 RBI, 2-out single to add to the lead.
Mutsaritas ready, 1-1 fastball away. He puts it that way into the shift. Jackson a couple steps off the bag over there at first, able to get it down the line, and it's easy traffic coming home. Rolig and Polk scoring, but a big swing, and you see the fired up emotion as he goes back to first.
Yeah, big hit, big knock for Arizona State. With their struggles and runners in scoring position, with their season, I don't want to say their season's on the brink, but they need a victory in the worst way. And that adds some cushion. 3-run lead now. Here's Hairston, the always dangerous Landon Hairston. Watches an off-speed away, 2-0. Now a dangerous count. Houston's got the huge shift on. They've vacated 100 feet over there on the left side. With Cox playing back at short, too. Tapper foul.
There's a lot of real estate to work with over there.
We saw Hairston yesterday try to bunt that way, fouled it off, and they all got a giggle out of it.
Right. And here's you see, I mean, it is anything, any contact on that left side, it's going to be a base knock.
He's good, too, at taking it the other way. We saw his base hit in the third. Slapped it the other way. There goes the runner. Hairston hammers one way back right field. The bat flip and the homer. A two-run shot by Landon Hairston, his 27th of the year, which matches Mitch Jones for the most in a single season in Arizona State school history.
It's a 2-1 hanging breaking ball, and for a team that is so great at barreling up pitches, someone himself that absolutely makes every swing count, he got all of it. We saw the emotion immediately, and that right there so fired up as it goes back in, but he's going to give this a look, and knowing it's gone, big bat toss, and he takes his quad trip around the bases.
That bat toss did draw a warning from Joe Harris. Harris telling the Arizona State bench that it is a taunting warning. So he is riding on the lineup cards that Arizona State has been warned. You see Bloomquist, too, there in the background. Like, what do you mean? He was excited, two-run homer, but that was kind of lost in the celebration as Hairston unloads. And now he stands alone at the top with Mitch Jones for the most in a single year. 27 homers for the guy they call Harry Bonds.
It's a great nickname, and he's living up to it. His teammate right now, Contrada, is trying to shake off that foul ball.
And this is what the Sun Devils want, too, these two-out runs. These are tough. Right on the heel, it looked like. Inside heel?
Yeah, inside heel or inside part of the football, whatever it was, right there on the left foot.
This guy's had some bad injury luck over the course of his career, too. He hammers one left field, but he got out in front of it and yanks it foul. Four runs are in. 3 of the 4 will go against Solis. One of them, one against Lizardo. He gave up that leadoff single to Rolling. Contradas takes high. It's 1-2. Now the slump over for Hairston. It's not even a slump. It was just a homer slump. He was still putting up incredible numbers, just hadn't left the yard. Entered yesterday, having not homered since April 22nd. He ended that drought yesterday and then gets one again today. Back-to-back games with homers. Yeah, there was a no-doubter by Hairston. 365 feet into the trees above the right field wall. So at least misses high and tight. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Six unanswered for Arizona State after Houston scored the first run of the game in the first. Contradas gets a piece of it, stays alive. The danger, though, of getting behind in the count. Hairston hitting that on a 2-1 count. Full count pitch. Again, flicked foul. Contrada is tough to put away. Looks like he's still being bothered a little bit by that foul ball.
Yeah, on the big fall from the swing, a lot of weight was put on that foot, and we saw him immediately just kind of let the momentum take him across the plate.
Contrada has struck out just 25 times this year in 176 at-bats. Flicks this foul. It's hard to strike him out. These power guys, a lot of times you see, they'll have some swing and miss in their game, these sluggers. But you look at Contradas and Hairston, they've combined for just 49 strikeouts this season. Crowder up the middle, Cox dives, but it's by him. Contradas has his second hit of the game. That long battle eventually won by the hitter, New Contradas. Usually goes the way of the hitter. The longer the bat goes, the more it favors the batter. And Contradas is aboard with a 2-out single.
And that's just great hitting all along. Spoiling off pitches, able to work the long at bat. And he had some short showings earlier, but combined across the at bat, he fouled off 5. It was 0-2 early, looked at 3 pitches, fouled off 3, and then got that base knock.
Dean Toigo now, 1 for 2. Contradas wondering, why are you throwing it over here? I got a bruised heel. 4 runs across in the 6th. Toigo watches it away, ball 1. He got hit last time up, right on the hiney. Smoked foul. We're talking about it last night. Toigo, an interesting ride to get to Tempe. 2 years at Cypress Community College, went the NAIA route. Hope International, UNLV, and now here with the Sun Devils. And another throw to first. Contradas looked a little annoyed, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely so. He's still feeling his foot. You can see him continuing to shake it out.
Pretty small lead. In on the hands of Toigo, fouls it off. Chase for the loose ball. It's a 50-50 ball.
Young fan lobbying to see if he's going to give it away, but that young man that was able to play it off the steps, keeping it.
Tapper off the top of Jackson's glove. Savitari's there, but nobody's at first. A little Baltimore chop, and Toigo has himself another base hit.
Good piece of hitting. Once again, 2-strike count. Toigo sends that high hop, and you're going to see Jackson take the big leap, go as high up as he can. It tips right there off the threading. Savitari comes up looking for a throw, but Solis isn't at the bag.
Yeah, Jackson was holding Contradas at first, so he was drawn in. Solis has allowed 4 straight hitters to reach. And Matt Gardner again is on his way to the mound, and Gardner is going to go to the bullpen. So Houston go to the pen yet again. 5th pitcher of the game coming in for the Cougars, as Arizona State has built the lead to 5. Still 2 runners on in the 6th. A pretty shot of Schrader Park in Houston on the campus of the University of Houston. It's a pretty day as the Cougars go to the bullpen. 5th pitcher, Tyler Bryant, enters for the Cougars. Senior, and could amount to his final appearance of his career.
Take a look at his numbers, 1 and 2 at the 7.99 ERA. It's his 21st appearance. He also has 3 saves across his time out there on the mound. Opponents are batting .323 against him, but he's had good command and some finishing ability in crunch time. And hopefully that experience can show here in this one as they need him to come get the final out of what has been a long offensive 6th inning for the Sun Devils.
Brian, three scoreless innings in his last 2 outings. 2 innings on Tuesday against Rice, an inning against Cincinnati a couple of series ago. It's the 2nd inning in a row where Houston has used 3 pitchers. In the 5th, it was Cooper, Cinto, Luzardo. In the 6th, it's Luzardo, Solis, and Bryan. As Smaldino takes ball 1. Smaldino, the 9th man to bat for Arizona State. One of just 2 Sun Devils in the lineup that have not reached base today. Chops it wide of 3rd. 9th man in this inning. Sun Devils have hit around in the 6th. Ball and a strike. Arizona State has won every road conference series in Big 12 play this season. Looking for the clean sweep on the year, a game they desperately need. Smaldino fouls it off 1 and 2. They've won their previous 4 conference series. Kansas State, Arizona, BYU, UCF road conference series. The last time that Arizona State, in what is a storied program history, won every conference road series, you have to go all the way back to 1982. Back pick at first. Toy goes back in time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, count even. Misses low. Count goes full now to Smaldino. Runners will be off with the pitch. Contreras at second. Toigo at first. Bryan brings it set ahead of the payoff. We'll do it again. Harris needs a fresh set of baseballs. Smaldino's fouling the ball off. Austin talked to Smaldino after the game Thursday. Big performance, was a huge factor in that 2-run 8th inning. Popped up to center, playable for Fields. Has to navigate the sun though. Does a good job of it and makes the catch. He didn't look the prettiest, but a tough sky today. And Fields makes the catch after a 4-run Arizona State 6th, giving the Sun Devils a 6-1 lead. Landon Hairston, 2-run homer, tying the all-time single-season record. Some Arizona State history this afternoon.
Yeah, what a great swing for him, and it was an absolute no-doubter off the bat immediately. And the long offensive frame makes it easy here as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Let's head it down to Austin, who's on the concourse with a couple of senior parents, the Sabathia mom and dad.
Yeah, that's right. You never know who you might find here at a Houston Cougars baseball game. We got CC Sabathia and his wife Amber. You guys have a lot to be proud of watching your son Carson here on senior day. You told me from a very young age he was obsessed with baseball. What's it been like watching him carve his own path out in the sport?
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch him, have the passion and love for the sport. And he's really, like you said, carved his own path. Like, I was playing a lot when he was coming up, so him being able to, stick with it, make his mom bring him everywhere, it's really on him. So what you see, finished product, is him. It's awesome.
Amber, they talked about his dedication in the senior day ceremony. From your point of view, what can you tell us about his work ethic and love for the game?
I think he gets it from his mom. But no, I mean, he's eats, sleeps, lives, breathes baseball. That is his life. He's, you know, it doesn't just start and end during a game or during practice. It's his whole world. He's hitting before, he's working out after. It's nonstop.
You had him when you were 23 years old. That was in the middle of your major league career. You brought him up to the clubhouse all the time. But I want to get this clear: you never threw BP to him?
Nah, he don't like me. He don't like me to throw to him. When he was in high school, like middle school, I hit him a couple times in the ankle, so he shut me down.
You stopped after that.
Shut me down.
Okay, last thing, baseball has surrounded this family. I know there's so many memories around the sport for you guys. When you reflect back, what stands out to you?
So one of my core memories of Carson was in Cleveland, and I did a photo shoot, like a baby photo shoot, and I have photos of him at a baseball field, no shoes on, toes out, throwing the ball, dirt all in between his toes. That's Karsten.
That's awesome. We appreciate you guys for taking some time. It's been fun watching him this season. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you to Austin. Great conversation with Amber and CC Sabathia, the parents of Karsten Sabathia. His final collegiate game. CC Sabathia, of course, the Hall of Famer, 251 career victories over a 19-year big league career. That is an eternity for a big leaguer. Cy Young in 2007. They're hoping that the Cougars can come from behind as the Sun Devils have opened it up with a 5-run lead. And Alba continues to work. How about Willie Fritz photobombing that interview?
Yeah, I saw him, you know, in the background, just chilling, taking in the shade from the upper deck. Carson's scheduled to hit fourth this frame, but that would mean they would have to find success here against Alba, who's retired 5 straight.
And he evens the count. Cox 1 for 2, he doubled back in the first. There's Willie Fritz. Winning Willie, they call him. Led to Houston one of the best turnarounds in college football in year 2. Texas Bowl win over LSU. Cox, hard liner, but right to Myers. And Alba, 6 straight he has put down.
We've seen a lot of that today, you know, some good swings from either side, just going right to people. That a line drive out to Myers in left field, but it was a good 2-2 swing by Cox.
And nobody's throwing in the Sun Devil bullpen either, as Alba's pitched well. Arizona State's hoping they're going to play a bunch of games next week. So if Alba's pitching well, why go to the pen? He did throw 84 pitches a week ago, so he's extended. He can be stretched out. Here's Climby. Watches a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Climby's hitless today. 12-game on base streak coming in for Climby as he wants to finish his season on a high note. This is out of the zone. Count even. Alba ran into a little bit of trouble early. Gave up that leadoff double to Cox. He would score. He allowed 3 hits in the first 2 innings. Houston has not had a hit since. Misses inside to Climby. They had the walk that broke up a stretch of Alba where he had retired 5 in a row. Walked Sabathia in the 4th. And since he's retired 6 in a row. So you can do the math on that. 10 of the last 11 have been sat down by Alba. He's not allowed a hit since the Blake Fields single in the 2nd. You know, even those 2 hits in the 2nd inning. Remember Riley Jackson had the 1-out single. It was kind of a weak ground ball to the left side, placed perfectly, and then the Fields single. So weak grounder up the middle. So Alba's really only been touched up with that Cox double. He has looked sharp in the series finale. Climby just deposits one into right center, though. And a roll to the wall. Climby cruises around first, and he has himself a 1-out double. First hit for Houston since the 2nd, and Climby has reached in 13 games in a row.
Man, right there, ready for the breaking ball. Heavy dose in this at bat. That one low and in. He's able to take middle out, flaring it out towards right center. And he's coasting into 2nd, but Cougars needing base runners down, you know, after that big 4-run frame. They need guys to find a way to have success, and he was ready and able to spoil off what looked like a pretty good low and in breaking ball.
So Climby now with a double, his 16th of the year. He adds to that team lead, Cougar leader in that category. And that is going to give the Arizona State bullpen up as Perez steps in. Line shot to center. Hairston has to play it on a hop. Climby has to stay put. Climby was caught up in between because he was unsure if Hairston was going to get to it or not. Hairston flashed the glove to Deke Climby that he was going to catch it. I don't know if Climby necessarily fell for it, but it definitely froze him. He had to stay put. They want to run into it out at third base. I looked over at Cougar dugout, Cheeseboro at the third base box rather. He was telling Climby, why didn't you get a little further out? You know, get it maybe not halfway, but maybe a third of the way. That way, if it drops, you can advance and you still have time to get back if it's caught because you're not tagging up there. The worst place you can be is on the bag. You're not tagging up.
I think the thing that helped factor into that was how Hairston played it, not just with the glove, but we saw him pull up running in, so that made it felt like he was going to be settled with the ball to him, and then it hit in front of him, and you saw him take that extra step, get it on the hop.
Taylor Penn tossing in the Arizona State bullpen. He threw on Thursday. So the visit now ahead of Sabathia's at bat. Just talked with his parents who are taking in Sabathia's final game of his senior year. First and second for Houston with one out. Sabathia takes low. Sabathia walked in the fourth. He'll finish his season with a 10-game on-base streak. That's downstairs again. Sun Devils shifting Sabathia, three infielders on the left side.
Sabathia worked the count very well last time he was up there. It was 1-2 after a swing and working a 7-pitch walk.
Hitters count now. Watches a strike at the knees. Two balls and a strike. Way out of the zone. 3-ball, 1-strike count. Hitters count for Sabathia. Albo, awkward spot here. Dangerous hitter, powerful hitter, but you do have a 5-run cushion. Sabathia gets it off the end of the bat. Shallow center. Hairston got a good jump on it. He read it well. And there's 2 down.
A really good first step by Hairston coming in, hustling all the way in to more than halfway through the U of H logo in shallow center field.
And Willie Bloomquist on his way to the mound. I think Alba tried to talk his way into it, and Bloomquist quickly shook his head no, and he made the call to the bullpen before he got to the mound because he didn't want the debate. He didn't want the conversation. So Alba trying to talk his way in. Bloomquist said no, and then immediately made the call. Big league move there. Penn will come into the game for Arizona State. Strong start by Jaden Alba. A spot start. They needed him, and he answered the call. Sun Devils lead by 5. 6-1 lead for Arizona State. Sun Devils have scored the last 6 runs. The big 4-run 6th inning after Houston scored the game's first run way back in the first. And for the first time today, Arizona State heads to the bullpen. Taylor Penn, the right-handed sophomore, who was the first out of the pen on Thursday, is the first out of the pen in Game 3.
See his 19th appearance on the season. He picked up win number 5 on Thursday. 3.66 ERA across 39 and a third innings. 42 strikeouts across that frame, and he had 2 when we saw him on Thursday. The only one that beat him was the long ball 404 feet off the bat of Karsten Sabathia.
Penn is a reverse split righty. Opponents, lefties, are hitting 236 against him. Righties hit 288. So perhaps the decision to go with the righty Penn against the lefty Savateri. He watches one in the carpet. Alba also 88 pitches. Savateri 0 for 2, a pair of groundouts. Roped, but right to Smaldino. Picks it up on a hop, takes it to the bag himself, and Penn inherits the runner and leaves him stranded. We're through 6 in Houston. Sun Devils with a 6-1 lead. 6-1 Sun Devil lead as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Sun Devil looking for some more insurance. Tyler Bryant. Tyler Bryant comes back out. Got the final out of the 6th inning. He starts the 7th, facing Austin Rolick. Four-run 6th inning. Breaking the game open a bit, at least giving Arizona State some separation. Rolick behind 0-2.
Brian come in pumping strikes, the other side of a 7-pitch at bat to Smaldino, who he got to fly out.
Rolick spoils it. Houston had to use 3 pitchers in the 5th, 3 pitchers in the 6th. Houston hoping that Brian can stabilize a little bit. This Cougar pitching staff. Cooper started the game pitching well, had to leave the game though in the 5th inning. Rolick sends it high to center. He's going to back up Fields a bit, drifting back, dealing with the sun. Sunglasses on. 1 down.
So Fields' first step was in. We saw him immediately break back. Sun is straight up overhead. You can see the shadow right there. Goes back into the dugout.
Matt Polk. They say when the shadow is right behind you, your shadow. The toughest time to navigate pop flies. The sun's right in front of you. Science, right?
Exactly.
Matt Polk takes high and away. Polk hit by a pitch in the 6th. That scary showed bunt. Fastball high and in. Was able to turn the body, wear it on the shoulder instead of the face. Came around to score. 2 straight out of the zone to Polk. It's 2-0.
Arizona State was doing all day. No, you're good.
Ooh, it got his hand. Ouch. You could hear Polk immediately. That sound of pain. He'll walk down to first. Man, he's going through the ringer today, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. He put that contact. I mean, you could hear immediately hitting flesh. Take one more look, and that check swing right off the top part of the hand.
He's got that pad, thank goodness. It looked like it might have missed the pad, though, and get him on the outside of the hand.
Yeah, if it got the pad, it didn't get the pad fully. It definitely made contact with his bare hand in that batting glove.
So hit batter. Polk hit for the 2nd time in as many innings. Poor guy, man. He's been dealing with that hamstring injury. He plays for starts for the first time this series. And gets hit twice.
Yeah, the body taking a bruising.
Yeah. Brian's going to make him dive back into the bag. Myers 0 for 2, sacrifice bunt. His return to Houston. Blowing away 2-0. Went to Cy Wood, still looking for his first hit of the series. He's 0 for 9 in the series. Don't think Polk would be a threat. He would be normally. Forced on base, not a ton, but it's enough to get your attention, especially in just 23 games started prior to today. But with his hamstring issues, you'd wonder if he'd be running with at all, especially with a 5-run lead late. Got a pretty aggressive lead, though. That's why he's drawing a couple of throws.
Yeah, already 3 times we have seen Brian go over there. Definitely has his attention.
The scouting report on him says he can run. You just wonder with the injury if he would.
Well, I think for, like you said, the injury and the runs, they don't need him to be overly aggressive here in this situation.
Three-0 count, the pitch. That's not close, ball 4. So Brian hits a batter, walks another. Let's check in with Austin down on the field.
Well, there's no easy outs in this Arizona State lineup. The Sun Devils have been swinging it well, 9 hits in this game. Coach Bloomquist has been wanting his guys to keep it simple at the plate. So the number one thing he tells them, no love below the glove, meaning stay in the zone. They get in trouble when they start chasing low. The philosophy has worked, guys. It might not always lead to extra bases, but Coach said he'll take the singles. We just saw a hit by pitch and a walk. He loves those as well. They're looking for any way to get guys on base because Coach knows base runners equals chaos. So they got a couple on right here. Let's see if they can create some more havoc like they've done the past few innings.
Thank you, Austin. Good mindset to have. As Houston's going to go to the bullpen once more, they bring in a lefty. Tell you more about him when we come back. Houston back into the bullpen as they're going to bring in a freshman lefty, Max McCrary from the Woodlands. 6'2", 205 southpaw as Houston looks to escape the 7th.
See his numbers, 1-0, 3 ERA, small sample size. He's been a left-on-left specialist for the bulk of this season. See what he can do to work with that lefty angle, the southpaw, trying to see if he can retire of a left-handed hitter he is going to face in Brody Briggs.
Briggs has reached in 2 of his 3 plate appearances, 0 for 1. Fly out to right, has scored once. Yeah, McCrary's been really good against lefties. He's held lefties to 4 for 23 against him. Lefties hitting just a .174 against McCrary. See if he's only in for the lefty Briggs or if he faces this pocket of lefties. You got Briggs, Mutsaritas, a righty, Hairston, a lefty. Contrada's a righty, but then Toigo, another lefty. So we'll see. There's a spin and a pickoff. They're going to get him hung up. Polk is caught in between. Run him back to third. Climby's going to tag him out. You can see that he was trying to read the timing of McCrary. Polk was. Polk got off trying to anticipate, trying to get that bigger secondary lead, maybe even an attempted steal. And McCrary, good timing. Changing up his looks, and they get an easy out of the bases.
Yeah, we saw the previous pitch. Polk bouncing around, trying to see what to do to get that timing right. He did the same thing with the big extra step, and right then we saw McCrary with that pop move over.
Myers does take second as Briggs watches one in the carpet. So runner in scoring position for Arizona State still. They've been better with runners in scoring position today. 3 for 7. They've been good with 2 outs today too. 6 for 11. Cue shot foul. McCrary tough on lefties, and he's ahead of one and a ball and 2 strikes. Yanks a fastball away. Be fun to follow the Big 12 tournament next week. See how the teams fare. Arizona State won't have to go too far. Less than an hour away from surprise Arizona. Two. Smoked. Fair. Past the diving Jackson and into the corner. Myers will score easily. Briggs is thinking 3, gets the stop sign, will retreat back to the bag. Another clutch 2-out RBI hit for this Sun Devil lineup.
Briggs, great job of protecting with 2 strikes, gets a breaking ball that he's able to put past the diving glove of Jackson. One more look at that, see that effort, rules fair all the way down into the corner. So traffic coming home and an easy cruise into second.
Mutsaritas now 1 for 2. He had the back-breaking hit in the 6th, the 2-out, 2 RBI single. Kind of broke things open in the 6th inning. Mutsaritas watches a strike. Arizona State has scored at least 1 run in each of the last 4 innings now. Houston led 1-0 after 3. A run in the 4th, run in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, and the 1 run just a moment ago in the 7th. That misses in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball, chop foul. So McCrary gets in front, ball and 2 strikes. Ten hits in the game now for Arizona State. Second game in this series where they've had double-digit hits. They had 11 on Thursday. Well, it's fouled back. Joe Harris will get a new set of baseballs. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by McCrary. The backdoor breaking ball. Getting Mutsaritas for the final out. Arizona State tacks on another. We stretch it. Middle of the 7th. Sun Devils lead 7-1. 7-1, Arizona State leads, bottom of the 7th as Taylor Penn comes back out for his second inning of work. Arizona State trying to punctuate that third seed in the Big 12 as it's decision day. The Big 12 regular season, some tight games around the league. UCF Kansas State still tied at 5. Final day of the regular season, but a busy time of the college baseball calendar. Conference play next week. Got the selection show on Monday on the 25th, and then all of your postseason baseball culminating in Omaha in mid-June.
I really love the weeks ahead of postseason baseball coming up. Conference tournament, finding your name being called, whether it's net large or you are the AQ out of your conference, and then everyone trying to see what they can do to get on the road to Omaha.
Arizona State hoping they're in the dance for the second year in a row. Last year, they went to Los Angeles, UCLA regional. Hairston coming on, making the sliding grab, robbing Riley Jackson of a base hit.
One thing we have seen from Hairston across this series, just really good jumps out there. And this one right here, an immediate first step. You see him come charging in and go sliding in front of him to make the out.
Good play by Hairston. Homered earlier, tied the single season record for most homers in a single year. Arizona State history. Riley Jackson takes a strike. They were 1-2 last year in the UCLA regional. Arizona State. First time that Willie Bloomquist got the Sun Devils to the postseason. Looking for back-to-back postseason seasons in his now 5th year with the program. His alma mater, standout collegiate career with Arizona State. Tasted Omaha, in fact. Chopper to the left side. Mutsaritas, no problem for him. He gobbles it up. Throw to Cost. 2 quick outs by Taylor Penn.
Penn in the league just as strong as he was back on Thursday, and quick work once again.
And last year they went to L.A. They won their first game, beat UC Irvine 4-2 at Jackie Robinson Stadium in Los Angeles. Got to the driver's seat game against the Bruins, fell in that one 11-5, and then lost to UC Irvine 11-6 in the elimination game. What a snare by Penn. He'll jog it halfway to first, and an easy 1-2-3 inning for Taylor Penn. It's 7-1 Sun Devils through 7. How about these numbers, Kyle? 158 total productions from Cougar Productions this season. 100 of them on ESPN Plus. Look at few of the crew. John McAfoose and his team doing an excellent job all season. We're just lucky to help tell you part of the story. These are the real brains of the operation, the real muscle of the broadcast.
Yeah, they make the broadcast look good. They make us look good with giving us great angles and great views of things to talk about, but can't say enough about the job they've done all across this baseball season and the Cougar athletic season here at the campus of the University of Houston.
Entire crew made up of current and former students. They had 3 graduate in the fall, 5 graduating this week. So congratulations to the new grads and congratulations to the Cougar Productions team on an outstanding season. As Caleb Kimball Be the new pitcher for the Houston Cougars. Cougars going to the pin. 7th pitcher used in today's ball game.
A Houston native. It's his 14th appearance on the season. He has had 2 starts, 20 2/3 innings. Opponent's batting .169 against him. He is 0-1. You see his record there.
He's had a good freshman year. Hadn't logged a ton of innings. Two-way player as well. Seen him get a couple of starts as a position player. Good stuff. Promising freshman. Seen a few promising freshmen on this Cougar team. Saw Cooper start the game, look really good. Had to leave the game with injury. McGrary, promising left-handed pitcher, and now it's Kimball. Blake Fields, of course, had a really good freshman year. 7-1, here's Landon Hairston with a chance for some history. Hairston homering yesterday, homered in his last at bat in the 6th inning. His 27th home run of the season. And he's tied with Mitch Jones. 27 homers, the most ever in a single year by a Sun Devil. As he chops the first pitch he sees, he'll roll it over, 1 away. Throw it down to Austin Ivan. More on Landon Hairston.
Well, New Contradas with 2 homers last night, 2 hits today, and what's made it even more impressive is the fact that he's not 100% healthy right now. Earlier this season, an umpire crossed in front of him, causing him to change his stride, and he tweaked his hamstring. So he's been playing on what Coach Bloomquist said, 1 leg, but with the numbers he's continued to put up, you'd never know what he's been dealing with, and I think that is because of all the adversity he's had to deal with in his 4 years at Arizona State. He's had several season-ending injuries, but has fought back from every single one of them. That grit and determination is why he was voted a unanimous team captain this season. Coach Bloomquist described him as a man of high character who deserves all the success he's had this year.
Thank you, Austin. Great stuff on Contradas, not Hairston. Appreciate that, Austin, as Contradas flies out to left field for the 2nd out of the inning. 2-hit game for New after a 2-homer game for him yesterday.
Very quick half inning here so far from Caleb Kimball. 3 pitches to get 2 outs.
Here's Dean Toigo. Toigo's 2 for 3, hit by a pitch. A big swing and a miss. That misses the zone. 1-1. Flicked foul, third base side out of play. It's 1-2. So Kimball quickly gets ahead. He got 2 quick outs. Top of the order, too. Not an easy part of the order to navigate. An easy part of the order to get 2 quick outs. Looking for the 1-2-3. Tapper foul. Toigo has reached base safely in 10 in a row after he's reached base 3 times today. That's some hot hitters in the top half of the Sun Devil lineup. Off the edge, count full. Three-two's fouled back. Count stays full.
Toigo's pulling some pitches off here. There's 3 pitches to get those first 2. Next one will be the 10th pitch of the frame.
Kimball looking for the 1-2-3-8. And he's going to get it. Pop to shallow right. Perez and Fields come together. Fields will take charge, make the grab. Kimball retires the top of the order in order. Middle of the 8th, 7-1 Arizona. to the bottom of the 8th inning, as Taylor Penn has faced 4 hitters. He's retired 4 in a row. He'll start the 8th as Houston will send 9-1-2. Cougars looking for some late magic in the season finales. They trail by 6.
Say Penn's looks very good across the 4 hitters he has faced so far. He has 2 first pitch outs and only 1 he has had to throw 3 pitches. That's why you see the pitch count so small.
In on the hands to Irvin Weems. Weems starting in left today, moving Blake Fields to center. Trey Broussard, leaving yesterday's game, pulled his groin a little bit, strained his groin. Well, groin tightness has plagued him really all year. Amazing the season that he's had with that groin tightness. Good stuff and ahead for Broussard. As Weems looking to get something sparked here in the 8th, 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks. And he watches a strike. It's 2-1. That misses just down. 3 balls and a strike. Inside, ball 4. Irvin Weems draws a leadoff walk. First base runner against Taylor Penn. And now Tyler Cox headed to the plate. Let's check in again with Austin Ivan.
Yeah, Tyler Cox's career at Houston coming to an end last inning. The senior was celebrated out on the field with his family. He has a pretty crazy story on how he found his way to Texas. He was playing at Dartmouth when one of his former teammates, Justin Murray, told Coach Whitting about him. But the thing was, it was already really late in the summer and Whitting had his roster set. But Murray was adamant that they give Cox a chance. So just 2 days before school started, they signed him. Earlier this week, Tyler Cox delivered his 200th career hit. He has put together a pretty special career. Coach Whitting said what's made him the player that he is that he practices harder than anyone else and he treats every day like it's his last. So from a last-minute roster addition to one of the most respected players in the program, Tyler Cox definitely has made every single day count, guys.
Good stuff. Austin has been pretty much the everyday guy for Houston. It's short these last 2 years. And a big boost to this team. Watches a strike, 1-1.
So he was already a veteran when he came over, but bringing that veteran poise, veteran leadership, he does a great job of balls his way over there at short. Had some uncharacteristic plays across, yesterday's action, but has been such a good shortstop for them across his career.
Austin referencing the in between innings, Houston's been honoring their seniors the last 3 games, and they do a little video board, PA, the accomplishments, bring out the parents. As Cox lifts it in the air to left, sends Myers back towards the track, but he's there to make the grab. Cox had his parents out with him. Cox is the son of actor Richard Cox. Richard Cox was out here. Cox known for his work for Cruising in 1980, The Vindicator, 1986, Executive Suite. Been in Grey's Anatomy. The Gilmore Girls, your favorite.
Oh, okay.
NCIS, CSI. It's been in everything.
Those are more up my alley.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a Gilmore Girls kind of guy.
That's my wife. She watches that on a different TV in a different room.
Well, there you go. She's probably seen Tyler's dad, Richard.
That's a good point. I'll have to bring it up when I get home.
Climbey takes a strike, 0-1. Climbey doubled back in the 6th. He'll reach in the last 13 games of the Cougars season. Weems draws a throw. Leadoff walk put him there. Cougars scored in the 1st, jumped ahead. That lead held until the 4th. Arizona State tied it in the 4th, took the lead in the 5th. Separated it with a 4th spot in the 6th, and then added to it. There goes Weems, high. Throw down to second. Got him. Brody Briggs with a cannon. Throws out Irv Weems at second for the second out of the inning.
And that's what we have seen from Briggs across this series, able to put the throw right on the money, whether it's the shortstop or second baseman that he's trying to field. This one you see Contreras coming over, that hop, catching it right where he's applying the tag.
2 down. Still 1-1 count. Climbing pops it in the air to center. Hairston in a step. Now back a step and catches it where he began. A roundabout way for a 3-up, 3-down inning. We go to the 9th. It's 7-1 Arizona State. We head to the 9th in the season finale. Caleb Kimball retired the top of the Sun Devil lineup in order, as he'll pitch the 9th for the Cougars.
It looked really good when we saw him in the 8th. 3 pitches to get the first 2 outs. First pitch swing for a ground out to Climbing on the right side of the infield. 0-1 fly out to Contreras. And then Toigo had a long at bat, was able to foul off quite a few. Worked an 8 pitch at bat before finally flying out to center field.
Middle of the lineup for the Sun Devils, Smaldino. Hitting streak on the line. Hammers it left field, way back. Weems won't bother to look, and Smaldino crushes it over the wall in left. A solo shot as the Sun Devils get one more in the 9th.
That tells you all you need to know about the long ball right there for Smaldino. Weems didn't even give it a look. Just stood right there with his feet, kept looking towards home as that ball sailed up and over and out towards Elgin Street.
Smaldino unloads his 15th homer of the year. A no doubter. Not even a courtesy look from Weems.
That reminds me of some of those Barry Bonds plays where you see him in the outfield. He would know if it was a bomb or not, and he would just see him stand flat-footed, maybe give it a peek, maybe not. But 412 foot, the estimated distance traveled on that first pitch swing.
Yeah, it looked it. So he does up the hitting streak, 7 in a row now, 13-game on-base streak. 8 in a row for Arizona State, as they've gotten to the Cougar bullpen. Kimball misses downstairs. There's fastball, pumps it in for a strike. It's 2-1. Kimball misses. 3 balls and a strike. See how Bloomquist handles his bullpen in the 9th. Penn has looked sharp. Maybe he wants to give some other guys some work. You got more of a cushion now. 3-1 strike on the outside corner. They do have a righty getting loose in the Sun Devil pen. Derek Schaefer, in fact. They want to give their closer some work in the ninth, perhaps. 3-2s lifted down the right field line, slicing. Foul. Saw Schaefer on Thursday. We know Arizona State won't play again until the following Thursday, next Thursday. Schaefer threw just 12 pitches on Thursday, so you can totally understand why they would want to give him some work before their Big 12 tournament begins Thursday in Surprise, Arizona.
Yeah, to have him continue to have the repetition and have the feel for the game out there on the mound and get a whole lot of days to sit and wait for their next game.
Swing and a miss. Got him on a high fastball. Rolling. Started the swing, couldn't hold back, and twisted it knots for the first out of the ninth.
It was a high fastball, and it looked like he tried to check the swing, but pulling the head continued to pull the hands through. Take one more look at this. High and in, check, stop, but you see that wave as he jerks his head.
And I've been looking at something else. Garrett Michelle's going to pinch hit for Polk. Polk hit by a pitch twice. He'll get the rest of the day. Maybe put ice on a couple of spots where he was hit. Got hit high on the left shoulder when he squared to bunt in the 6th inning. And then in the 7th got hit, looked like on the outside of the hand. Michelle is the starting DH in the first 2 games of the series. So his 3rd appearance in this series. That's high and away 2-0. Hitless in the series, the average dipping below 300. That misses away from Kimball. Strike call in the corner. So final game of the series, final game of the season, regular season. Series between these two started way back in 1967, mentioned on Thursday. First ever meeting was in the College World Series. Houston won the first game against Arizona State in the College World Series, but then lost the winner-take-all finale against the Sun Devils. One of 5 national championships in Arizona State program history. Kimball misses away, ball 4. And a 1-out base runner as Michelle will head down to first base for Sam Myers.
So that meeting 2 for them. The second of 2 World Series appearances for the Houston Cougars. They have both honors recognized for those appearances on the main concourse, the other being right in front of us in 1953.
Swing and a miss. 0-1. Myers still looking for his first hit of the series. He finds himself behind at 0-2. Small lead at first. Swing and a miss. Kimball gets the punch out. Second punch out of the inning, and there's 2 down now in the 9th.
You see him turn the page each time he hasn't had success in the zone. That home run followed by a strikeout, a 6-pitch walk, followed right here with that off the table action with the breaking ball.
Brody Briggs now. Briggs 1 for 2, has reached 3 times. RBI double in the 7th. It was a 2-out RBI double. Arizona State. Really good offensive numbers up and down. The one thing that's been a bit of a bugaboo has been hitting with runners in scoring position. Not the case today. 4 for 9. They've hit well with 2 outs, too. In fact, 7 for 14 with 2 outs in today's ball game. It's a ball and a strike to Briggs. Houston will have 3, 4, 5 due up in the bottom half. Perez, Sabathia, and Savateri scheduled. Thirty pitches now for Kimball. Trying to keep the deficit at 7 for his offense in the 9th. Briggs get that off his foot, or he's just off balance? I think he's just off balance.
I think he's just off balance. Been some long at bats here in this frame. So 7-pitch strikeout, Rolig. So he was battling, fouling off some counts.
Look at Ellison, Arizona State hitting coach, running the offense from the top step. Called strike 3. Frees him with a fastball in the inside half. And Caleb Kimball strikes out the side. Arizona State gets the small Dino homer. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Arizona State leads 8-1. Three outs to play with for Houston, who trail Arizona State in the series finale by 7. Sun Devils 3 outs away from a perfect 5-0 record in road conference series, something they haven't done since 1982. And they're also going to go to their highest leverage bullpen arm. As for the second time this series, we'll see Derek Schaefer.
Schaefer had the 9th back on Thursday through 12 pitches to pick up his 8th save. You see right now 27th appearance on the season as he toes the rubber here on a Saturday afternoon. 1-2 with the 5.83 ERA. 36 strikeouts. He had 2 in the 3 batters that he faced back on Thursday. He inherited a runner on first after Irvin Weems had a pinch hit walk, first pitch sack bunt, and then he had back-to-back strikeouts to close the book on that game.
So big Xavier Perez leading things off. First pitch in there for a strike on the outside corner.
Schaefer, a high 90s fastball, and first one right there at 95, telling you he looks just fine.
High and away. Schaefer's 8 saves is second in the Big 12. Ooh, it hits Perez. Got him on the shoulder. So Schaefer catches a piece of Perez. And he'll give the Cougars a leadoff base runner.
One more look at this pitch. And yeah, right there on the back part of the shoulder. Perez turning in to protect.
CC Sabathia, the old man of Karsten, who steps into the box. Karsten takes a strike. Karsten 0 for 2, walked in the 4th. Austin chatting with CC and Karsten's mother a little bit earlier, Amber. In the ballpark for Sabathia's final game as a Cougar. Misses away. Ball and a strike. That's low and in. 2-1. Misses away, ball 3. Schaefer had an up and down weekend last week at Oklahoma State. Another reason I'm sure Bloomquist wants to get him on the bump tonight. Friday blew a 3-run lead, gave up 6 runs against the Cowboys. And then bounced back nicely on Sunday. Looked good Thursday. Good pitch well today. 3 straight outings ahead of the Big 12 tournament. Sabathia lines it to Hairston. Hairston drifts back and he makes the catch drifting back. Snares it for out number 1. Gave it a ride, but Hairston there. Antonelli Savateri 0 for 3. Entered today's game with an 11-game hitting streak. First pitch to the seniors, in for strike 1. The 1 pitch. That's lifted foul. Well out of play. But Savateri's behind in the count now at 0-2 as Schaefer gets way in front.
First time he's gotten ahead, too. 1-1 hit by pitch, the 3-1 deep fly, the last at bat of Carson Sabathia's career.
Flicked foul. Well, Arizona State needed this one. The RPI dipping below 50 after yesterday's loss. Yeah, yesterday just a tough day for Arizona State fans. You see the Carlone injury, the loss. And maybe this will get the Sun Devils back on track. Maybe some good news with a couple of their arms. Carlone leaving the game yesterday. Klecker was the scheduled starter today. Savateri gives it a ride to deep left field. It's going to back up Myers to the track to the wall, and it bangs off the wall. Myers plays it okay off the wall. Didn't get by him. Was able to knock it down. Perez goes first to third as Savateri with a 1-out double. Cougars with some noise in the 9th.
It's an 0-2 pitch, fastball away, and you see him put it up and continuing to range back the wall halfway up. Myers having to play it off the wall.
Riley Jackson with runners at second and third. Jackson's 1 for 3. So Savateri with that hit, 12 games in a row. He'll finish the season on a 12-game hitting streak. That went over the head of Perez, or over the head of Jackson, rather. Perez will score. Looked like a breaking ball just backed up on him.
So Cougars going to continue to battle and take every opportunity they can. Savateri with the big swing, 0-2, and this an errant toss out of the hand of Schaefer. You see it just sail. It kind of slipped out of the hand, and it's an easy come home for Perez.
Yeah, that was about as bad a miss as you'll see. The Cougars scored their first run since the first. Savateri is at third now. Big cut by Jackson, can't connect. Second year for Schaefer at Arizona State. Freshman year at Tennessee, where he was a member of the national championship team in 2024. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Coached by Tony Vitello, who is now the manager of the San Francisco Giants. Kind of an unprecedented move where you see one of the top college baseball coaches in the country get a Major League Baseball job. Frank Anderson's there in the dugout each night, former Houston Cougar pitching coach. Matt Gardner calls Frank Anderson his mentor.
And Cougar fans love the pitching staff during his time here. We've seen Matt Gardner do a great job of transforming this staff across this season. You mentioned the numbers earlier, going back the last 10 games.
1-2. Called strike three. Jackson knew it. He was headed back to the dugout before Joe Harris had to say anything. And Schaefer gets the punch out for round number 2.
And there's a look at the breaking ball when he's on top of it. Beautiful pitch execution, and with the break, second it crossed. Jackson looked back, saw where it was, and just turned the contender to go around.
It'll be Blake Fields. Takes one low and away. Fields 1 for 3. Styling out with those spikes. Watches one. It's ball and a strike. Schaefer got that heater up to 95. Ooh, he balked. Here's the 1-1. That's downstairs, ball 2.
Yeah, he definitely did. Nobody caught it.
6-run game. Doesn't matter a whole lot. Would have scored a run, but. Two balls and a strike. That's off the edge. Ball 3. The hitter's count for Fields did some damage in a hitter's count yesterday. Hard shot, diving effort off the mitts of Boutsaritis. Contreras tries it, but Fields has himself an RBI base hit. What an effort by Boutsaritis. He almost made a sensational play on a ball that was hammered by Fields.
Yeah, great contact. 3-1 fastball. He's able to barrel, and you see Boutsaritis with the dive, knocked it down. And Contreras right there, able to pick it up to try to make a play over at first. Cougars able to push another run across.
A heck of an effort. Houston with 2 across in the 9th. Not the outing you wanted to see from Schaefer entering postseason play. Hit Perez, Savateri the double. Sabathia barreled it up pretty good too. Flew out to deep center. Fields with a rocket. That wild pitch. Falling off the mound there, a little out of control. It's 2-0. Hard shot deep into the gap in left center field. This one's off the wall. Fields will get the stop sign at third. Is cruising into second is Dylan Maxey. And the nightmarish 9th continues for Schaefer.
Once again, another stellar swing by the Cougar offense. Maxey, a 2-0 fastball that he's able to put a great charge into, dotting the wall in left center.
Ricardo's going to go talk to his closer. Last thing that Arizona State wants to do is to get their bullpen up, but this is a must-win game for Arizona State. Must-win might be too strong, but this is a very important game for Arizona State. And it looks like they're going to start to stir a bit. It looks like the lefty, Sean Fitzpatrick's going to get up and throw. Bloomquist would have liked it if he could have avoided that, but you cannot lose this game.
And right here, you know, there's 2 outs, yes, but there's 2 in scoring position and a potential chance for this lineup to turn over with the productive at-bat by Irvin Weems. So wanting to make sure they factor this moment right here.
You have to manage ahead a little bit, too. You have to be looking a few batters ahead, and if Houston can get a couple more runners on, well, all of a sudden tying run to the plate, Schaefer struggling. So they have no choice but to get the lefty up. Here's Weems. Swings and misses at a pitch in the carpet. Now this was game number 5 of the year, something like that. Maybe you don't get Fitzpatrick up, but with where you are in terms of the NCAA tournament, your resume and all that, you have to be uber careful. But Schaefer, a couple of quick breaking balls, is way ahead of Weems at 0-2, and Arizona State is a strike away.
And I'd imagine he's going to go back to the breaking ball. Past couple swings have come on fastballs that the Cougars have made contact with.
Swing and a miss. Schaefer gets him, and Arizona State wins the series in Houston. 5-0 in Big 12 Road Series on the year. First time that Arizona State has won every conference road series since 1982.
What an impressive body of work for them, able to do the job. Obviously, it wasn't as clean of a 9th inning as they would have liked, but the 8-3 win, the final, as they take this game, winning either side of the series after moving beyond what happened yesterday when it felt like they couldn't get the swings they needed. They got some big swings, added some insurance, and then able right there to finally finish it out when it felt like Houston was getting some momentum.
36-18 now on the year for the Sun Devils. They'll be the 3 seed in the Big 12 tournament next week in Surprise. Houston falls to 24-31, and we'll see what impact this has on the RPI. Last night after the loss, Arizona State dipped below the top 50. I imagine with a win here, they'll be in that top 50. Have to feel pretty good. You feel like, I mean, I think they're in. Maybe they'll feel, maybe some nervy folks will feel like they might need to win one more in the Big 12 tournament next week to really guarantee that spot.
Yeah, I really feel like this is a team that's going to be set for the postseason. Now, obviously, they don't want to have an early exit. It's a 45-minute trip from them going from home as they make their way over to Surprise, Arizona. They would like to see a win or 2 over there to add to that resume.
Jaden Alba was good today. He's the winning pitcher, gives up 1 run in 5 2/3. And the offensive hero, Landon Hairston. Home run today, ties the Arizona State single-season record. We send it down to Austin Ivan, who's standing by with Landon.
Landon, 2 home runs this weekend. You get to 27 on the year, which ties a school record. What allowed you to have this much consistent success all year?
Yeah, I mean, just sticking with it every day. I mean, not trying to do too much. There's been times where I've tried to do too much in the past in my career. Just staying confident in what I'm doing and going out there every day and competing.
You guys saw 7 different Houston pitchers today. Regardless of who was on the mound, how were you guys able to see the ball so well?
I mean, we're just up there looking for a good pitch to hit and driving it. I mean, this is a do-or-die game for us, and the guys showed up today, so very proud of this team.
Yeah, different people showing up. Coach was talking about how he was challenging players to step up across the lineup. You guys get 11 hits. When everyone is on, how potent is this group?
Dangerous, dangerous. We can go out and play our game every day. I don't think there's a team in the country that can hang with us, so we go out there every day and compete and give it all we got, and the results will happen.
Yeah, this was a big comeback game. Final tune-up of the regular season. How do you guys now get ready for the Big 12 tournament?
Yeah, I mean, just go back home and reset, kind of reflect on how things went this weekend, and attack it the same way we do always.
All right, best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Guys.
Thank you, Austin. Landon Hairston, congratulations to him. Home run number 27 on the year, tying the single-season home run mark in Arizona State history. It's going to do it for us. I want to thank you for tuning in all series long. For Kyle Rogers, Austin Ivan, and our entire production crew, I'm Jeremy Branham saying so long from Schrader Park, where Arizona State wins the game 8-3, win the series 2-1. All games airing on the ESPN networks or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.